Go ahead, take a seat. Join us for Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer, where the conversations are real, the stories run deep, and absolutely nothing is off limits. From small town life and big time headlines to sports, politics, faith, family, and the everyday chaos of modern living, we talk about it all. No polished corporate nonsense, no fake outrage for clicks, just honest conversation served up with a little humor, a little wisdom, and the kind of storytelling that feels like late evenings from the back porch. Sometimes thoughtful, sometimes hilarious, sometimes completely off the rails, but always real. Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer is brought to you in part by Glenn Mechanical, when you want the job done right the very first time. Jason Hardy State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Jason Hardy and State Farm are there. Country Village Sporting Goods. Everything you need to get to the woods, the water, or the camp. Cook's Body Shop. Bad things are going to happen, and when they do, look to Cook's. Davis Farms Country Market with true farm-to-table fresh selections. Cross Roofing and Sheet Metal. Put a solid future above your head. Harrison's Financial Management. Your future, our commitment. Murphy Arts District. For the latest info, go to eldomad.com. Larry's Pizza. Home of the Double Pizza Parade. The Rushing Law Firm. Get someone in your corner who fights for you. The Michael Fife Campaign for Sheriff of Union County. Mystic Creek Golf Club voted the #1 course in Arkansas. Smackover Motors. 50 years of keys, road trips, and memories at Smackover Motors. Timberlane Meat Market. Eat local, eat often. Southern Sass Image and Design. The official photographers for South Arkansas Now at southarkansasnow.com. And by ProMed Ambulance. World-class care and hometown values. Recorded live at the southarkansasnow.com studios in beautiful, historic downtown El Dorado, Arkansas. Kick your shoes off, grab a seat, and welcome to the Big Couch. Your host, Troy Boomer Barrios and B.A. Sandy Sanford.
Thank you, Johnny Dean, and welcome to another edition of Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer and sometimes Jax.
Yeah. Where's Jax been? And seen him a couple weeks.
You know, he's been working.
Making money and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, he's like, I got these bills to pay. I'm like,
got all these bills.
I got all them kids.
Yeah.
So I know about having bills.
Who's all these kids for?
Boomer, I want to thank you for something before we get started.
What did I do?
You know, I was driving the other day, and I'll admit, I came up to the stop sign at the intersection pretty rapidly.
Aggressive, kind of?
Not aggressive,
Just
but
quick.
Just quick, yeah. And I come up and I stop, and I'm about to go. There's another truck that's coming up. He never stops. He kind of just slows down and then comes on through.
Four away?
Yeah. And so I had started, and he comes on through, and I honk my horn.
Yeah.
Well, he gave me the single figure
He waved
salute.
at you?
Yeah, he waved at me. And so I was going to reciprocate.
Yeah, but you didn't, right?
I didn't. Because here's what I remember Boomer saying to me. Sandy, you need to try to be more like Jesus.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Boomer's right. I do need to be more like Jesus. So I followed him home and I went in his house and turned all his tables over. Thank you for that, Boomer. Being like Jesus feels very good. I'm just going to say.
Now you got this breaking and entering thing going on.
This whole trespassing.
I knew there was a shoe was going to drop on this.
Hey, speaking of Jesus, there's a youth pastor I saw on a podcast. And he says he's up on the platform and he's during praise and worship, right? And there's one part where it's just a solo of him playing and then singing and then playing again. Yeah. And he says, you know, everybody's doing their thing. They're worshiping, you know, and congregation's worshiping. And he says, while he's singing, he can see a guy walks in the back door of the sanctuary and right to the center aisle said he's dressed all in white. White coat, white pants, white shoes, has a gold crown on his head and starts coming right up the center aisle.
He's escaped from something.
He said he's coming right up the center aisle.
Yeah.
And David Lee, you know today is podcast day. I don't know why you calling me during the middle of a podcast. That is all.
He's calling you about the
ribs,
Friday night ribs.
Yeah, well, he'll have to call me after the podcast. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah. Anyway, the guy's coming right up the center aisle.
yeah, with a crown on.
And says he has his arms out like he's receiving the worship. And said he comes all the way to the very front of the church. And he said, hops up on the platform. And he says, and now I'm in the middle of this bridge, this solo I'm playing on the guitar. And he said, dude is standing right in front of me with his eyes closed and his arms outstretched. Well, security finally...
Previously hadn't been there. He just walks in the back.
Walks through from the back.
Okay.
Security comes up. They get him off the stage, but they stop right out, to the side. And within just a few moments, the youth pastor said the cops came in the back door and they come up the side aisle and they, tell him, hey, you got to go. And the guy got a little combative. And so they end up cuffing him. And he says, at this point, the church is now awkwardly quiet other than a few people praying in the pews, right? And he said, they cuff him. And when they go to shove him to move him forward, he said, Father, they're at it again.
Man,
I don't know if that really happened, but that is what the man said.
Man, come on.
They're at it again.
They done cuffed me again.
They done got me again. Here we go again. So,
And the name of the church was?
I don't know.
Garden of Gethsemane Baptist Holiness Chapel of Our Great Father in Love.
Yes. Of the flowing
river
of the
tree
first Advent. Yeah, all those. Hey, let's talk for a minute, Boomer. You happened to notice a while ago.
See that
I want to talk about our friends at Timberlane Meat Market. Now, first of all, they've moved.
Yeah, they moved. Martha and I were talking about that
Yeah,
today.
they moved downtown.
Yeah.
Great location for them, by the way.
Yeah.
And
where is it?
they are inside Barefoot Bistro right next
there,
door. to
right
us.
there, yeah.
And so I was over there, and look what they got, Boomer.
You said that's duck fat. And as much as I've been around, I've never seen duck fat.
Really?
No.
If you're serious about cooking,
You need that?
you need duck fat on occasion.
Yeah.
And they have it at Timberlane Meat Market. Now, Boomer, if you remember a few weeks ago, we talked about they had beef tallow.
Yeah.
And evidently, all you gluttonous people out there ran out there and grabbed it all up because they don't have any.
They're out?
They got another order coming. But I don't know if it'll be a few days or a week or what, but they've got more on the way. And so beef tallow. Also, I was over there looking today, Boomer. They have pure raw honey with a comb.
Local honey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I saw Cajun mushrooms. I saw Cajun green beans, Cajun asparagus, all pickled in jars, that has some tropical fruit punch pickles. And
Hey, I had a buddy that used to get those West Texas mushrooms. Whole different thing. But these are
these are the kind that you can eat and still properly maintain
and drive
your functions and stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a fan of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan podcast. And I was watching one day, and I don't even remember who the
We're going
guest.
to catch up eventually with him. You think?
Yeah, we're right there. I mean, we're
He's at like
neck
100,
and neck.
200-300 million.
Yeah,
of
and
course,
we're
there's
about
only
6 people.
Well, hey, we're willing to wait it out. I mean,
That's right. We're in for this for the long haul.
Yeah.
But there was a guy on, and I don't remember who it was, but he was like, yeah, I remember that trip. He said, we took mushrooms before we got on the airplane.
Ooh.
I'm like,
Rogan? He told that to Rogan?
Yeah.
And he was with Rogan?
yes.
Was with him?
And
Man, don't be admitting that on... Was there a statute of limitations? Can't they come get you for
I don't know.
flying under...
Well, there's no
Flying
proof.
while you're flying?
There's no proof. I mean, they could just say, well, man, we were joking.
I just made that up.
Yeah. But, Rogan was like, oh, that's right. He said, because I remember, I thought I was in a space shuttle, or something. I was like,
Lord.
oh, okay.
And what they tell you, not that I've ever done that, but what they tell you is if you take mushrooms, what's the first thing you do when someone says don't do something?
Oh, you do it.
Said don't look in the mirror.
Oh.
They tell you don't look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but something about you.
So did you?
Me, no, I was just listening to somebody that's telling about it. Said, your face kind of morphs and does stuff. And
Did yours?
I'm just talking about what somebody else was saying.
No, I'm just asking you, did yours, though?
I'm not. I didn't look in the mirror. I listened.
Bingo.
I listened.
Got him.
You thought you asked it enough times that I'd answer you.
It's kind of how you did me when we were talking about that sack full of whatever it was over in that passenger seat. You said, but was it heavy? I said, I don't know.
No, I never touched
it.
I was asking you all them cop questions.
Yeah. But anyway, go visit our friends at Timberlane Meat Market, 101 East Main in El Dorado. Man.
Right there.
Yeah, it's right there. And the setup inside is great. I
haven't been in since they moved in.
And hey, look, I love cooking ribs and briskets and whatever else, but ever so often I really want to try my hand at something. So I went over and I got a prime rib roast and I put it on my smoker. Dude.
Come out?
Oh my. I put it on there, smoked it for a little while, and then I made a horseradish kind of
to put on it,
rub on the outside and let that smoke on there too.
A rub, not a dip, but a rub.
Yeah. And man, we sliced that thing open. God, Boomer, it was good.
Hey, let me ask you if you ever used this. all the kids came in, Amanda and all the group, and so Martha cooked for 2 days. That's her love language.
Yeah.
And so I'm helping her do some stuff.
She knows I love her, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows you love her.
Okay.
Yeah, Elizabeth says she loves her too.
Yeah,
how can you not love Martha?
Right. You can't go to heaven if you don't love Martha.
No, that's bad because she said when she got there, she said she can't wait to see Jesus. She said, but at least she's looking for Eve. That's what, Martha, she wants to slap her
across the face.
Yeah, I ain't how she says it, but anyway. So she has me working on something, and there's a package. She's going to do some peas, and there's a package there, shrink wrapped, and it says smoked. And I couldn't see it. And then it says OWL. I said, Martha, owl? I said, you can't. I said, we cooking with owl?
We're going to have hoot owl?
Yeah, it's kind of like a hoot owl. Yeah. or maybe that eagle with the white head.
Endangered ones.
Or that pileated woodpecker. Yeah. She says, no, it's jowls. I said, I ain't know what it says. It says owl. I said, I'm going to tell everybody you cooking with you seasoning your peas with owl. She says, it's jowl. Because it was crimped. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was funny when it happened. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm over there slicing roast. And she says, are you slicing it against the grain? I said, who's over here slicing this chicken? She said, that's roast. I said, that ain't what I meant. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha's going to, you got to, you can be a chef in the kitchen with her, but you got to follow her rules.
But you're the sous chef.
You're the sous.
You better learn
Or
real
if you
quick.
ain't the sous, you're going to get sued. Anyway.
Go visit our friends at Timberlane Meat Market, 101 East Main in El Dorado. It's fabulous.
Does duck fat come from ducks, you think?
Most likely. I don't think it would come from oxen.
Well, I mean, in these days, they put, when you drink lemons, it's artificial lemons because they took all the real lemons and put them in the furniture spray and all that.
Furniture polish, yeah.
So I didn't know if it was maybe fake duck, something or other.
It
was Nutra. Maybe it's Nutra.
It might be, Boomer. I don't know. Let me see.
I bet you theirs is duck.
Let's see.
I ain't killed enough ducks in my lifetime to get that much fat.
To get that much fat off of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ingredients. Duck fat.
Imagine that. Because
and
no preservatives, probably.
Organic rosemary extract.
Rosemary, just to give it a little.
Yeah. Made in the USA. So it's not even Canadian ducks. It was American.
America.
Yeah, America.
Right there, America.
America ducks. So, and again, go by and see our friends at Timberlane Meat Market inside Barefoot Bistro, 101 East Main in El Dorado. Hey, eat local, eat often.
Man, I'm going to tell you, if you want some good cuts and you're willing to get a good cut of meat and something that you can really, like you did, use the cook and obviously going to use it to cook, but premium cuts of meat, you need to go right there.
Well, here's the thing. You and I both know, you can go to just any store that sells meat and get that meat. And if you know what you're doing, you can make that meat good. Mm-hmm. but
if you put enough owl in it,
he put enough owl in it, yeah, duck fat. But much more forgiving and much more rewarding when you start with a better piece of meat.
Yeah, I have a friend that we and haven't in a year or so, but we've bought a half of a beef from them before. Well, calves. They do calves.
Yeah,
and just that. I don't know. You know, maybe some places we get meat is steers or something, but this well-fed grass beef is, you know, and it's a little more lean than corn-fed.
Yeah, now see, I'm not a big grass-fed beef.
Well, you want the more fat in it, because that's where the flavor.
That's where the flavor's at. Yeah. But hey, Boomer, this happened in Memphis, Tennessee, so this can't be a Florida man because it happened in Memphis.
Okay. So it could be just like. Drunk, high, or stupid, maybe.
Well, it could be. Memphis police responded to the Dollar General on Highway
Dr. Gentry.
on Highway 51 Tuesday. According to investigators, 31-year-old Darnell Lil Peanut Jackson walked into the Dollar General wearing a black ski mask that employees say he had purchased from the same store that same day.
Oh, I might say the day before, but that day.
Using his rewards phone number. Witnesses say Little Peanut marched up to the register, pointed what turned out to be a finger under his hoodie, and announced, "Give me all the money and throw in 2 Black and Milds."
Oh, no.
Unfortunately for Little Peanut, the cashier had known him since he was 8 months old.
Yeah.
Miss Loretta Washington, a Dollar General veteran of nearly 20 years, says, "Boy,
Peanut,
I done changed your diapers."
you better raise up out of here.
And she said, "Lil Peanut, if you don't take off that Dollar Tree Batman mask, I'm going to embarrass you." He said, "You got the wrong dude." Miss Loretta wasn't having it. She said, "Peanut, I know your voice." She later told police, and he still owed me $20 from 2019.
Oh.
Before Little Peanut could say another word, Miss Loretta launched herself across the counter. She tackled him, and they rolled into the aisle directly in front of the washing detergent.
Yeah.
And that's when 2 other co-workers joined in. I didn't know Dollar General had 3 on the shift at any one time, but there we go.
Well, they're hiding.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
One jumped in with a push broom. The other one came armed with a case of off-brand toilet paper. It was at this moment that Little Peanut's fiance, Shanice Niecy Brown.
Peanut and Niecy.
Niecy made a bad decision. She called 911.
Because he was getting beat up.
Yes.
Her fiance was getting beat up in the Dollar General.
Outside waiting in a 2006 Nissan Altima. His getaway driver, Shanice Niecy Brown, seeing what was transpiring inside the store, called 911 to report the Dollar General employees. According to the tape, Niecy, "Y'all need to hurry. They beating up my man." Dispatcher, "Ma'am, was your boyfriend attempting to rob the store?" Niecy, "That's beside the point." Dispatcher, "No, ma'am, that's actually the whole point."
She said he was trying, but he didn't succeed. Now he's getting beat up.
When officers arrived, they found Little Peanut still pinned to the floor. Little Peanut was arrested without further incident. Niecy was arrested shortly thereafter. By the way, she identified herself as the getaway driver 3 times during the 911 call.
She told them, "I'm outside waiting on him."
"I'm the getaway driver."
No, she used those words.
That's what they said. I haven't heard the tape. Meanwhile, customers report the store opened less than 30 minutes later because nothing, robberies, tornado warnings, or common sense, nothing will keep a Dollar General closed for more than 30 minutes at a time. The bad part is, Boomer, you know, somewhere in Memphis, there's a guy saying, "I told Little Peanut it wasn't going to work."
I told him.
I tried to tell him.
Let me ask you a Dollar General store question. Have you ever driven from say here to, let's say, Fayetteville?
Okay.
And counted the Dollar Generals you passed?
No.
I drove from here to Morgan City in 24. I counted 37 Dollar Generals.
Just the ones on the highway.
Just the ones on the highway.
Yeah.
Between here and Morgan City, Louisiana. 37. Martha and I, you forget that there's like 5 in El Dorado.
Is it just 5?
Maybe more than that.
There's one out
Okay,
there.
there's one on
335.
Hillsboro. There's one on Hillsboro,
There's one on Hillsboro.
and then there's one all the way out.
Yeah, go out to 335.
335. There's one.
In Magnolia
Then there's
Highway.
there's one on College. That's 3.
That College and 8th.
Then there's one on the north end of Northwest Avenue.
You talking about the one way out there by the trailer park? Yeah, that's 4.
That's 4.
Then there's one across the street from Brookshire's.
Yeah, that's 5.
That's 5.
That's 5. Is there an?
Oh, that's right. There's one on East Main, just right over here.
Yeah.
As soon as you pass
Yeah,
Vartinian's
yeah.
convenience store there.
Yeah.
That's 6.
So that's 6 in town. So what is their model? Let's go out in the middle of nowhere where nothing else is.
Oh, there's one next to R&D Grocery.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's one in Junction City.
That's Junction. That's almost Junction, but that's still considered this
R&D,
area.
I mean, R&D is not.
That's Iron Mountain Road.
Yeah, that's not.
That's not Junction City. That's not El Dorado. But
El Dorado
it's close.
school buses go out there.
They do. They go to Iron Mountain Road?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought those went to Junction.
So
Yeah.
I've seen El Dorado school buses out
Yeah.
there anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking,
Yeah.
but
Local is what they're thinking. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be big where you got to run up. Now, the other model is let's just put all this stuff on the floor.
yes. Yeah.
Because it's moving so. And I know the manager at the one across from the sawmill. And she says, listen, we work hard because she keeps hers up.
Yeah.
She says, but you got to work hard to keep it all off the floor because so much, it comes in so often and so fast.
Yeah.
And I've discovered that if you buy Lance's cheese and peanut butter crackers there, they're fresher than if you buy them at Walmart.
Is that right?
Because
Because they go through them so fast.
they go through them, and they hadn't been at a staging place for a month or two before they get. Anyway, that's just one of the little facts that Dollar General can use.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know. I don't know what the theory there is. I just know when I lived on the west side of town,
Okay.
I lived, the house I was living in when you and I first met.
Yeah.
It was, you had to really think, do I really want to go to the grocery store?
Yeah, because nothing's on that end of town.
Because you had to go all the way around town to
Yeah.
go to the grocery
Yeah.
store. And, at one point they were going to build a Super One
over there
where T-Rex is
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And,
It fell through, I guess.
that fell through
Obviously.
somehow, and T-Rex ended up there. But yeah, if you live on the south, west, or east side of town, you're kind of in trouble about
If you
wanting
live
a
in
grocery
Parker
store.
Chapel.
Yeah, and
there's a Dollar General.
There's a Dollar General right there.
There's 8 now.
When we were living out at the guest house, that Dollar General, we kept it afloat because instead of coming all the way into town, and especially on dance days,
Okay.
when the girls had dance, because
You just want a snack or something
I'm just saying I didn't want to have to, if I ran to town and then I grabbed something, well, by the time I got done, it's time to pick one of them up from dance and then take them home. And then the other one's still an hour. And so I'd start cooking and then realize, I don't have a this or a that. I'd just run to the dollar store and grab it instead of going all the way back across,
Yeah. So we just did a commercial for Dollar General.
We sure did.
Yeah. And now they've got Dollar General markets where they've got fresh produce and stuff, some of them.
I'll tell you where I went the other day.
Where?
La Rancheria.
Uh-huh. You went in there?
I'll go in there all the time. Matt, have you ever eaten there?
No.
Oh, Boomer.
I mean, they let white people go in there?
I guess. I mean, they
You
let
did?
me. Yeah.
But you really don't look all the way white.
Well, because I'm probably not, but
Probably none of us are.
probably. But if you've never eaten there,
I didn't know they cooked there. I just
years
thought it
ago when I had the billboards, we were having some real problem with that hack Chinese software we were using.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
And so there was a guy, and I always called him the Colonel because dude was half my age, a little more than that, but dude was half my age and knew like 8 languages.
Yeah.
And he was Chinese and lived in America, and he was the representative of the People's Republic of China for this company that made the software and stuff for those billboards, and having real issues, real trouble. And so finally he flies in. He's coming, and I told him, I said, "Hey man, y'all be hungry when you get here and I'll take you to eat." And he's like, "I really want some good Mexican food. I was like, I
Got
got
the
you.
place.
I got you. So I took him over there to the rancheria. And
Obviously, that's authentic Mexican food.
there's somebody's abuela.
It's not Tex. It's not Tex.
It's not Tex-Mex. No.
Mm-mm.
There's somebody's abuela standing back in that kitchen.
Yeah.
patty, patty.
Yeah. Mhm.
Kneading the dough. And,
she's patting out the tortillas.
Patting out the tortillas. Yeah. Yeah. No question about it. Fabulous food. Man, I mean, I remember one time I got a plate to go and I took it back to my office. And within 20 minutes, everyone walked through and said, what's that? Man, good God, that smells so good. What is that? So, man, great food. But I went in there the other day to get some, I wanted to make some fajitas. And by the way, fajitas come from skirt steak.
Yeah, that's skirt steak.
If wherever you're going is cooking sirloin, that's not a fajita.
Well, but it tastes good.
It depends.
Well, I mean, but
Depends on where you go.
yeah, true. But
Anyway, I went there to get some skirt steak because I wanted to make some fajitas. And I got some Mexican oregano because, it's different. It's very different.
especially when you roll it and smoke it, it's just
You can, or you
It's
snort
way
it, you can snort it. And, but they have they have a lot of the Mexican candies and desserts and things like that. So I got my kids a little bag, a crawfish bag of Mexican Jell-O.
yeah.
And it's made in the shape of the fruit that it tastes like.
Okay.
And took that home and they're like, I've never had, this is so good. I'm like, yeah, well.
In Mexican vanilla.
my.
Martha always buys Mexican vanilla because it's just different. So
I don't have to buy vanilla. You know why?
no, why? You've got plenty?
Because my friend Lainey Mitchell,
Really?
she hooked me up.
She knows she makes it?
She makes it. And
Does she really?
Yes. So she made me a bottle one time. And then I called her when I said, Lainey, I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I cannot find my vanilla anywhere. And do you have another bottle? And she's like, I will in about 6 months. And about 6 months later, I'd forgotten all about it.
Does it take 6 months to make it?
If you really want it good, yeah.
What do you make that from?
Vodka and vanilla bean.
Shut up.
That's all it is.
Lainey Mitchell, I got, she gives you advice for your money and makes Mexican vanilla or vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah. So,
Hey, Brain, I got to say it when it comes in. People in Michigan decided they don't need to eat lettuce anymore. And the world has finally come together for me.
Yeah.
It's that when lettuce is bad and chocolate is good.
chocolate is good, yeah. Yeah. So we were having a discussion at home yesterday, something about the princess had a headache and without talking to anyone, took a Tylenol. And then I told her, said, hey, don't do that
Don't be
again.
self-medicating unless
Don't do
you
that
talk
again.
to one of us.
And then she said, well, I did talk to Peyton, her 18-year-old sister. And I said,
Peyton's-
when did we start listening to Peyton?
Peyton's not your
I said, you don't listen to Peyton. You talk to me or mama. And so my wife was like, what was that about? You just want the kid to suffer? I was like, no, there was a thing. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, there was a thing about preteens and teens
Tylenols.
taking Tylenol. And they all looked at me like I'd grown a third eye.
No,
And I said, now look, it may be one of those things to like, back when eggs and sunshine were bad for you.
Yeah.
It may be one of those, but I said, there was a thing where preteens
They were saying-
and teens are not supposed to ever take Tylenol.
acetaminophen.
And so, my wife being the geek nurse she is, she can't stop till she looks it all up
Yeah.
and reads 17 medical journals and,
Yeah,
and she's
and
like,
all the
basically it was
papers on it.
Yeah. Basically, it was that the acetaminophen that's in Tylenol now is like 500 milligrams, and they recommend no more than 325 for a preteen.
Well,
or
everything they
teenager.
say causes autism.
Well, I'm not sure it don't.
Whatever it is.
I mean,
but
how many people did you know growing up who were lactose intolerant?
I didn't know anybody
I didn't either. Or they were allergic to wheat,
or peanuts.
peanuts,
I didn't
or
know
red
any-
food dye.
or monkey bars. What is wrong with people? Hey, I was talking to my one of the twins, Lauren. They have a workout group, and I'll see her on 360. Like she's there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she said there's a group of 60 of them, but like she said, 45 of them get together just about every morning, and they go to different places. Well, they were going to do some sit-ups and push-ups on the grass, and the 20-somethings were going, we have to lay down in the grass? She goes, oh my God, have y'all never been in the grass before? Straight, you got to just lay down right on the grass? She goes, y'all are so soft. And this one guy that she says, he goes, yeah, we were kind of raised that way.
Yeah, they were.
And not all of them, but
most of them.
This group that was in her workout group.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. We pick at millennials a lot. It's not millennials. It's the Gen Z.
It's Z.
And when the millennials have now taken their focus off of baby boomers,
yeah,
and they've turned the camera around to Gen Z.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with them? You know.
Yeah.
But here's why. Because most millennials were either raised by Gen X parents or they had Gen X siblings. And if you had a Gen X sibling and you're a millennial, you get a free pass.
Yeah.
Because you endured the same things.
Well, and I'm Gen Jones or baby boomer.
Yeah.
And all my kids are, either millennials or
when were the
Amanda was 79 and the twins were 81.
So the twins would be considered millennials.
Yeah.
Amanda would be considered Gen X.
And she said she identifies more as a millennial, is what Amanda says.
Oh, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
We know Amanda.
Yeah. She said, because we were with them just a while ago, and she said, well, where do you got to go? I said, well, go do the podcast. And my granddaughter, Hattie Mae, says, you do a podcast? I said, Amanda, your daddy does a podcast, and you've never told your daughter that Pops does a podcast.
Wait, I'm going to wait till the camera switches back. Amanda, really? Come on. You even said to us that you were going to take us back to Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
With you, and you were going to get us a whole new group of viewers in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we've actually done some things catering to Minnesotans.
Yeah, I just did a Michigan story.
Yeah, I mean, that's close enough.
Yeah, right next door.
Same thing.
Yeah. They all wrong.
I'm married to my brother's wife, but whatever.
That's a difference. That's a callback, but go ahead.
Yeah. So come on, Amanda.
Yeah. Get with it. Let's go. And they're moving back to North Arkansas. I told you.
Yeah, you told me that. But and I also told you I called that.
Yeah, I think we knew that.
When she was here.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going to get you back to Arkansas.
Well, and I told her that via text, we would text a lot. Just, it's easier to text so you don't have to show emotions or nothing. Yeah. So I said, I said, I'm at the age where I can't travel to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I guess I could, but I don't want to. I said, so if you live somewhere south of like Kansas City, Oklahoma City, I said, there's all these big cities in the South that you could live. Memphis, I can drive to all those places to where, I could come see you and the grandkids. I said, I think you need to shape your life around what's convenient.
What's convenient for me.
And so they're moving back to.
And anyone who didn't know this about Boomer, you've not been paying attention.
Yeah.
It's always about Boomer.
I've got a desk thing that says it's all about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that my wife bought me.
And it was true.
And it is.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, I like people. Well, I sell.
Because that's not what I remember.
I don't like everybody.
Oh, okay.
You didn't remember that? I'm not going to say it again because you're
right. I will. You are dang straight. I will.
See, we did that 10 years apart or 15 years apart, and you got me again. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what I said back then and a year or so ago because you'll just.
So for producer Elizabeth, one time we were on the radio and something came up about racism, and he said, "Hey, I'm not racist. I just hate everybody." And we recorded our broadcast. And so the next day I said something about him hating people. He's like, I don't hate anybody. I love people. I said, it's not what you said yesterday. And I'd hit it. I hate everybody. He said, remember when you said this yesterday? I hate everybody. Do you not remember saying, I hate everybody?
I said, yeah, but you took it out of context. I didn't say context.
You didn't. But so then we were talking about it on the podcast, and he says that again.
I reiterated it.
Yeah. And so ever so often,
Yeah.
that clip finds its way into the podcast during editing. I'll talk to the editors about that.
So I'm not going to, yeah.
I'll talk to the
Are
editors.
we letting Elizabeth edit it now? Or
We
do you
can.
still do it?
We can.
Okay, well then I'll say, no, I ain't going to say it. I'm still not going to say
What
it.
makes you?
What makes you
about
think she
Elizabeth?
wouldn't?
What about? Do you know about
'Cause she
Elizabeth that
likes
says
me.
that she'll be easier on
She
you than I will?
She likes me.
She likes me too, but it don't mean she won't shank me.
With a sharpened toothbrush.
Yes. See her out there in her
In a-
driveway, just
in a
staring
bu-
at my driveway
Yeah,
with a
on
toothbrush.
a rock.
Cut up my water hose with his lawnmower. You know, so, that really happened, by the way.
She cut up your water hose with a lawnmower.
I cut up hers.
Well, he's over there being nice.
Yeah. Thing is,
Here's the deal. When you ride a lawnmower, you don't have time to get off.
no.
Rocks, no problem. Branches, I will just grind them up.
Just grind them up. Yeah. Bad part was I saw it. And I thought, well, I'm not close enough.
But
Yes,
you
I
were.
was.
It sucked it
It was
in.
the part that I couldn't see. You know, it's like they say, it's never the snake you can see.
No.
It's the ones you don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's not what you say that counts.
okay.
It's what you don't say. That's what they said. in
Philosophical thoughts from Boomer.
John Candy.
Let's take a break.
Okay. I got a story I want to tell you.
Okay. Can you remember it after the break?
Well, if you go quick, if you do these commercials fast. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I can remember.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back with more of Off the Back Porch right after this.
Experience, courage, common sense. All of these are traits we want in any elected position, but especially in the man we will pick as our next sheriff. Michael Fife hasn't just been in law enforcement for 30 plus years. He's the one who answers the call in the middle of the night, putting himself last and Union County first, looking folks in the eye, doing what's right, standing up for all of us. Vote for Michael Fife for Union County Sheriff.
If you born and raised in Arkansas, make some noise right now. You got What an amazing place they've built right here in your town.
Hey, Caitlin.
Hey,
You and me, we see everything. You on the court, me from up here.
you are 10 feet tall.
Runs in my family. Hey, you know who else sees everything?
State Farm.
Yeah, they look at everything to make sure you get coverage that fits your life and budget. I also see the camera guy wore his nifty vest again.
It's nice, huh?
Hey, you got any lip balm in there? I'm trapping like crazy.
Coverage that fits your life and budget. State Farm.
For 50 years, one name has kept South Arkansas rolling strong, Smackover Motors. From brand new rides to dependable pre-owned vehicles and hard-working fleets, Smackover Motors has helped generations find the perfect fit for the road ahead. And long after the sale, their expert service department keeps you moving with trusted care, honest work, and hometown service you can count on. 50 years of keys, miles, handshakes, and community. Smackover Motors, driven by service, powered by trust since 1976.
Hey, welcome back for more of Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer and sometimes Jax.
Yeah.
And not just Off the Back Porch, Boomer.
Where at? Right there.
On the big couch.
On the big couch.
Yeah.
So I have a buddy, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because they're local and the story's about them, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. Most everybody knows them. But I was talking to him the other day and had his son with him, and he's going to go to the doctor. And I said, ask the son as he's going with him. He says, no, I'm flying out to L.A. tomorrow. I said, L.A.? And he works for a local company, and they're going for a remediation out in Boyle Heights, California.
Okay.
Suburb of Los Angeles that I found out because I saw a news conference that the mayor of Los Angeles did about this. There's a 500,000 square foot warehouse that is a refrigeration warehouse that housed frozen foods, frozen meat, and had a fire over a month ago. There is 85 million pounds of rotting meat and frozen.
Oh no!
In this neighborhood, it's a residential neighborhood where this warehouse is. So they're just now getting to remediation.
Yes.
So you can imagine all the regulations that they have to overcome in California to remediate this thing. Here's what I found out. First of all, they've got to totally take, they obviously have to take everything out, including all the racks have to be disposed of. They can't just steam clean them.
Nope.
The state of California says all those racks have to be removed and disposed of. Then the building, okay? That would make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the concrete. 500,000 square foot building. And then 6 feet of soil underneath the whole. So I don't know how to figure that. They say it's a 500,000 square foot. I don't know if that's cubic feet or floor footage.
Well, I mean, square foot is square foot. That's area.
Okay, so that's not cubic.
No.
So 500,000 square feet, 6 feet deep. You can figure out how much soil that is. But I was a music major, so I can't. But that's a lot. Yeah. And that has to be incinerated. So, I mean.
How do you incinerate concrete?
I think you just crush concrete and then but they're going to have to incinerate
They'll use it for a roadbed in Utah.
Yeah.
It'll smell like cows, but
or
there's no cows around.
Yeah. Yeah, there's enough cows around.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? I said, what are y'all going to do? He said, just run some equipment. I said, okay.
Wow.
But to get even close to that, I did at the time I started reading about it, and I didn't know that it had been a month already. You would think,
can you imagine?
So you would think if the place burns down tonight, tomorrow I need to be calling some people to haul all this stuff out of here. I said, and what is 85 million pounds of doing in one warehouse? He said, well, it was a staging place for a lot of companies in the L.A., Southern California area.
So what you're telling me is beef prices are going to go up even more?
Well, that would be the obvious thing.
I mean, good grief.
85. Now, I'm sure there's a bunch of Swanson dinners in there and stuff like that. But
whatever.
Even if you had a case of them sit there for a month, they're going to stink.
Yes.
And cryovac meat sitting there for a month, it's going to stink.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway. So
I had a deep freeze that went out one time.
I did too. I told you about buying some beef from the buddy of mine, and I was gifted a freezer, and the sucker went out on that meat that I just bought, and I lost the freezer and the meat, several $100s. Anyway, so yeah.
I wish
just a day or two is horrible.
I wish I could be as fortunate as say mine just went out. No, one of my kids unplugged it
to plug in their.
So they can plug in something like their iPhone charger or something out in the yard.
While they were outside, just wanted to watch.
And then just never plugged the deep freeze back in.
Oh my Lord.
And
that was us talking to, I'm sure.
I'm outside one day, I'm like, and my nose, I can smell stuff. And I'm like, does anybody smell? They're like, no, I don't smell it. I'm like,
yeah,
you will. And I'm like, and then as I start walking around my yard, I mean, I have a big backyard and there could be a dead something in the grass or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Or something.
And so I walk around and I get over to the, I was like,
you pinpoint it.
Oh no.
You didn't open it, did you?
No, I knew better than that. No, I went and got some toe straps, put them around there. It was chest tight. Cinched it down real good.
Took it to the dump.
Yep.
Good idea. That happened at my camp.
Ooh.
And the refrigerator went out, and we got there, and it's running out on the floor.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah. Because you
the gruel.
Yes. And them big flies, them devil flies.
Yeah.
When the devil shows up, he comes with them flies.
Them flies. That's right.
They come with him. Well, I saw that on that movie. Where that little pig was in that girl's window. Mm-hmm. Her little friend. Mm-hmm. Amityville Horror.
And them flies.
Them flies was
them flies were showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That or twins. Red rum. Red rum. Okay. All right. Dear Sandy and Boomer.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. What are you about to read? Is it a like?
No. These are the ones with people's names on it.
Okay.
Dear Sandy and Boomer, did I just dream it? Or was there a podcast where y'all talked about the song by George Jones, The Grand Tour? Seems like I remember y'all talking about it. Do you believe the woman left him or died? Mitchell and Bastrop.
Well, I believe it's open-ended. I believe she died. Is where it's
I do too.
The first indication is that, she died. They put a wreath on the door. And that's,
No. That's a different one. That's he stopped loving her today.
Oh, that's he stopped loving her today.
No, the
that's
Grand
right,
Tour,
that's right. Yeah.
Step Right Up,
Step
Come On
right
In.
Up, Come On In, yeah.
And so I don't know if we ever did that on the
don't remember
podcast
that.
or not. I don't remember doing it either. We may have talked about it on the radio back in the day, but no, when you first listen to that song, it sounds like she left.
Yeah.
But then what makes me think that she passed away was, all her things are in the closet. The nursery's still fully furnished. And I think she and the baby died in childbirth. That's the story as I understand it, listening to the song.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
I agree.
But that's like trying to figure out, Ode to Billy Joe.
Yeah.
And because let me tell you, the movie did not give you a clue as to the song. And, there's a whole group of people out there like, what? There was a movie? Yeah. It wasn't very good.
No. But that is just a haunting song.
It is a haunting song.
I love it. I've always loved that song.
And
yesterday I saw Billy Joe McAllister
jumping off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Throwing.
Oh, yeah. They were throwing something
off the
Tallahatchie Bridge. Yeah. But anyway, so to answer your question, Mitchell,
we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't remember.
It's like trying to say, who's the song you're so vain about?
Oh, that's Jerry. That's Jerry Brown. That's who that's about.
Is that who it's about?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear Sandy and Boomer, my wife and I both seem to remember y'all doing a special on the radio of the saddest songs in country music.
Yeah.
Do you have a recording of that you could play, or are we just making this up in our minds? David in El Dorado. No, David, you're not making it up. Mm-hmm. We did have one. We did the top 50 country songs of all time.
Of all time.
As voted on by the listeners. And that actually, we got that syndicated. It played across the nation. And that was fun. That was a lot of fun to do. But then, yes, we did do the 25 saddest songs in country music. And I think Teddy Bear ended up being number one, which, by the way, if it wasn't, it should have been. At least top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's trucks everywhere.
There's trucks everywhere, little crippled boy. And, come on, dude. And Daddy was dead. And, man, I get depressed just thinking about it,
He walked with a limp and talked with a lisp.
He didn't walk at all.
No.
He was in his wheelchair.
Well, before he was there.
No, we did do that. As far as having a recording of it, no, I don't.
No, there's not a recording of that.
I'm sure somewhere on a computer of mine, I've got like 4 old laptops at my house that don't work anymore. If I could ever get the hard drives out of those, I'm sure there's probably segments of that program, but I don't.
I went and bought, and this was a long time ago before you had, all kind of storage that you could use. I went and bought an external hard drive, and a buddy of mine recorded like, I don't know how many songs, like 10,000 songs.
I remember you telling me about that.
And I've still got that. And I've never gotten on there and play. You can separate them and, put them in categories, and I've never done it. But when I die, they're going to have that. They can just start playing that.
Just put on shuffle.
Yeah, not shuffle. It won't work. It'll play one. It won't ever.
I know you want to leave me, but I can't let you go.
I had... years ago, we had some friends that their son was getting married. Mm-hmm. And our wedding gift to them was Martha was going to do the reception. Well, they wanted me to sing. And so...
why me, Lord? What did I...
I've told you that story.
Yeah.
The groom says, he said, I want you to sing Why Me, Lord. And I said, well, son,
that's not the right song for your wedding.
He said, that's my granddad's favorite song. I said... Yeah, but I mean, we can sing it, at the reception, me and you I said, but let's do Keeper of the Stars. That was popular then. And anyway, it was a whole litany of things that went on. But anyway, yeah, Keeper of the Stars. Why me, Lord?
Yeah. Those, You know, a lot of those 90s songs were really good for weddings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bobby Ann Mason, and only good if you're marrying someone named Bobby Ann Mason. So, but David, yeah, we did do that, and I'm sitting here racking my brain. You know, if you will look, David, if you'll look on our Facebook page for South Arkansas Now and go into our videos, you got to go all the way to the bottom because it's one of the first ones I ever did. I did do a tribute to the saddest songs in country music, like the 10 saddest or 15 saddest. And then we did one like the on our podcast. No, this was prior to us doing the podcast.
You did it,
yeah. And then I also did one on like the 15 best cheating songs or something. And yeah, that was so.
Okay.
So we do have those. Dear Sandy and Boomer, I hear you talking about not taking field sobriety tests. Is that really the look you're going for? Don't you think that makes you look guilty? Aren't you concerned the cops will think you have something to hide? Tyronda in El Dorado. Well, Tyronda,
go ahead and tell her since you were a cop.
First of all, I don't care what they think. Okay. I don't care. I mean, I said it the other day with Ricky Roberts sitting here. Yeah. I'm not taking a field sobriety test.
I ain't either.
Now, it has nothing to do with, well, I want to drink and drive and I don't want to answer for it. I don't want to drink and drive, but I'm never going to take a field sobriety test. They are subjective and they are designed for you to fail. Period. The end.
Because I don't have good balance when I'm sober, and I can't do a step ball change step in a barrel roll when I'm sober.
It's like Ron White said. They asked him to stand on one foot. He said, "No, that's an agility test, and I'm not very agile."
Yeah, so I can't put one foot in front of the other and walk a line at any point. I can't do that anymore. I don't have good balance anymore.
Yeah, and so.
But the alternative is they have to take you into.
You're going to go to jail.
You're going to go. You won't be arrested, but they'll take you in to do a blood alcohol.
Well, you don't have to do those.
You don't have to do that either. But they're going to get a blood test from you.
No, you don't have to do that. You can't stick a needle in my arm without my permission. So
they can't make you take a breathalyzer.
So now you're going to lose your license. You are going to lose your license
for a year.
The only time I recommend taking a breathalyzer is if it's been more than 24 hours since you've had anything that could have alcohol in it. I mean, sugarless gum.
What about Dr. Tishner's?
We know it's got plenty of alcohol in it. Sugarless gum.
Sugarless gum makes you have a positive alcohol?
You can, yeah. Because that's how they sweeten it.
Okay.
And they sweeten it with xylitol. And xylitol, when it breaks down, will register in blood alcohol. Mouthwash, toothpaste, any of those things. If it's been 24 hours since you brushed your teeth, first of all, you're nasty. And secondly, you could, doesn't mean you will, but you could. I don't recommend ever taking them.
So just don't drink and then drive.
Exactly. That's the first thing. But then you could be like that guy we talked about last week. You know, you could just be eating potato chips and making your own alcohol. Some guys have all the luck.
But, you know, if you go out drinking, you got to get home.
Call an Uber. Call an Uber or a Boomer. One of the two. You know, Boomer, I looked this up. Do you know what percentage of people who are in prison today would not be in prison had they invoked their Fifth Amendment right and remained silent?
Oh, my Lord. Really? How many? What's it's a high percentage?
It's a pretty high percentage.
Is it like more than 50, you think?
Yep.
Oh, my Lord.
And this was a Justice Department and Trial Lawyers Defense Lawyer Association did this test. They went back looked at like 31,000 cases across America. And a
great majority of them would not have gone to jail.
85%.
Had they just said, I ain't going to say nothing.
I'm not saying anything without a lawyer. If they would have just looked at the officer and said, I am not answering questions without a lawyer, and just left it at that.
You know, and probably some of them think they could talk their way out of it.
That's the biggest part, is a lot of times you end up with people who they're half a sociopath anyway. They think they can...
Half a nut.
Yeah. They think they can out-talk, the police. Don't forget this. The Supreme Court has said it is 100% acceptable for the police to lie to you.
Yeah, they can lie to you.
They can lie to you.
Well, your partner
but
said
if you
that-
get caught lying, that's a mark against you.
So let me ask you this. Say there's a whole group of buddies that you have, and y'all are all going out specifically to have a good time and party. And you said, let's get us a little bus. You see them do on TV. Get us a little bus. And then let's get us a driver that'll drive the bus for us. What would be the qualifications that you would want for that driver?
Licensed.
I have a license.
Sober.
Know
how to read a map.
Yeah, can read Waze or something.
GPS.
So I read a story, and it didn't happen in Florida. It was like in the Carolinas. They're out partying, and they got a guy and they got a bus, not just a car. They got the bus with
party bus
and designated driver. So they go partying, and somewhere along the way, the designated driver decides he's going to protect too. He starts imbibing. Well, then they get in the bus to go home, and everybody's pretty well lit, so they think he's the soberest of all of us. So they take off, has a wreck. Come to find out, he had a DWI the day before.
The day before?
Yesterday. So his license is suspended, and now it's a hit and run.
Oh my!
In a party bus with a suspended license and a drunk driver.
No bueno.
No, it's no bueno para nada.
No, not at all.
How many bad decisions can you make in one night?
Evidently a lot.
So the group made a bad decision. Either it was a buddy that, I can drive y'all, and they said, hey, didn't you get a DWI yesterday?
Evidently none of those guys bailed him out.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
The moment your DD starts drinking, somebody's got to say, whoa, hold on.
Yeah. Even if you've been in the sauce already, surely you've got enough
sense to know.
Stop.
Yeah, don't let that guy drive.
You're not the guy anymore.
Yeah, you're not.
We're all calling Ubers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're gonna call an Uber driver, and we're gonna pay him to get in the bus and drive us back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you haul us two at a time back to our house?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. But I thought that was interesting. 85% of the people in prison today would not be in prison.
Yeah, just don't say anything. I mean, they can't. You can plead the fifth from the get go.
Yeah. Incidentally, there's a guy online named Dr. Judge.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
Go look at Dr. Judge.
Yeah, watch his stuff.
Yeah, watch his stuff, and he'll show you how easy it is. How easy it is for them to mix you up,
and then they'll tell you what exactly to say in specific situations. Say these words like this.
Yeah.
And anyway,
dear Sandy and Boomer, I have a real problem and I need help. I'm a 41-year-old wife and mother of two. My husband called me and asked me to go check on his parents. He was out of town and got a hang-up call from his dad's cell. Then within a couple of minutes, he got a call from his mom. He answers it and he says it connects, but no one is answering him back. So I jump and take off. They live less than 4 minutes from me, so it didn't cross my mind to call the police or anything.
Yeah.
I get there and both the front and back doors are closed and locked.
Yeah.
I do not have a key to their house. I knock numerous times. Then I go around and find a window unlocked. Now, I'm only 5'2" and weigh less than 135 pounds.
Is this window, the guy's wife?
Yeah. This window is high, and I was only able to open it just a little bit with my reach. So I go looking for something to stand on to open the window.
Okay.
In the meantime, my husband calls, and I tell him this story. He says the garage door lock is our anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So I run around to the front, put in the code, the garage door opens, and I get in the house. I'm hollering out their names, and I don't hear a thing. I make it to the stairways and go upstairs, I walk to their bedroom, and I knock.
Okay.
I hear them inside trying to pretend they're not home. I said, hey, if y'all are okay, that's fine, but you called Derek. I'm assuming that's her husband.
Yeah.
You called Derek, and he asked me to come check. Then my mother-in-law very happily squeaks, thank you, doll, we're fine. I said, okay, then I'm going to go.
Uh-oh.
My husband, Derek, can hear all of this because I still have him on speaker on my phone. I walk downstairs and my husband says, has my mom ever called you doll before? I said, never.
Oh, so he's thinking that's like a
He said,
code.
something isn't right. And he put me on hold to call the police. He comes back and say the police have already been alerted to the address and are on their way. I'm thinking someone has had them hostage up there and the police are on the way. Let me get to the driveway. And just at that moment, I hear a massive crash and my mother-in-law scream out in pain. I don't know what I was thinking, but I grabbed a knife from the butcher block on the island and ran up the stairs.
Oh, Lord.
I kicked the door open, and the next thing I remember is a deputy shining a light in my eyes. I had been unconscious. Evidently, when I rushed through the door, there was baby oil on the
floor. Wait a minute.
And my feet went out from under me, and I hit my head on the floor and was knocked out. I sit up, and my in-laws are not anywhere in the room.
Is there a rapper there by any chance?
The deputy says my in-laws are downstairs and they are fine.
Yeah.
As I was looking around the room, I see handcuffs on the headboard. My first thought was, oh my God, someone had them handcuffed to the bed. I asked the medic if they caught the bad guy. He looked puzzled and said there was no bad guy. I'm now thoroughly confused. Now look, I've been married to my husband for 20 years. I probably haven't seen the inside of my in-laws' bedroom twice. But I was pretty sure the heavy metal contraption with the black leather netting made into a swing was not there previously.
Oh, my Lord.
I then look at the deputy and ask, were my in-laws up here doing some kinky crap and I somehow walked in on them? This guy's face went so red and he gushed out the loudest laugh I've ever heard in my life.
This is the cop?
Yes.
Yeah.
This big man is nodding his head up and down while tears stream down his face. From what I can gather, my father-in-law had handcuffed himself to the bed after just doing things with my mother-in-law who was in the swing. She was supposed to climb down off the swing to come help him finish. And yes, my body just shivered as I typed that word. Somehow the swing did a topsy-turvy thing and she fell down and her legs were then wrapped in the leather and she couldn't get herself undone.
Wait a minute. Stop. Go ahead. I don't want to picture this anymore. Finish quick.
Father-in-law then grabbed his phone to call Derek. But because of the baby oil,
he slipped out of his hand.
The phone fell from his hand and went under the bed. So my mother-in-law says, no problem. Siri, call Derek. For whatever reason, after it dialed and connected, it just couldn't pick up her voice. So then I show up, and they don't want to be discovered like that by their daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
So they're quiet.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that window I had barely gotten open, a passerby saw me and called the cops that someone was breaking in the house.
Yeah.
The scream I heard from upstairs was my mother-in-law, who eventually was able to pull the entire swing over, and it crashed to the floor. The leather had burnt her skin, and that was the scream. Then within a few moments of that, I burst through the door, wielded a knife, and I go flying feet first backwards. I guess there's one good thing. I do not have any memory of seeing them naked, even though I do see a leather face mask laying on the floor. And yes, my body just shuddered again.
Is there a question here?
I told y'all at the beginning that I had a problem. It is this. Do I make my husband take me to Italy or Australia as a makeup gift for having to endure this? She signed it M.
M.
That's all. P.S. All of the above is 100% true, but my husband and I were telling some friends this exact story when one of them suggested that I send it to y'all and said that y'all would read this on your podcast. Thank you, guys. We really enjoy your show. Always funny, and seems like we learn something every time we watch.
Well, I would say, M, you could get Australia and
Italy.
Italy.
You better believe it.
Not in one trip either.
No, 2 trips.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
She's 41. So I was trying to do the math in my head. She's 41.
They're 60s.
They could be anywhere from their early 60s to mid 60s.
Yeah.
And they're home. It's a Tuesday,
We got some handcuffs and some leather
and baby oil and a swing.
And why was it all the way at the door?
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know,
well, they were playing slip and slide, running across the floor.
They weren't playing slip and slide.
That's to begin with. That just seems that's just too far out to make up.
That's what I thought when I first started reading it. I'm like, okay, but as I read, I'm like, you know, I could see some trauma being built here.
Some long lasting, like on the couch type trauma that you got to deal with.
You know, I don't. I have never once in my life wondered what my in-laws would look like. You know, chasing the wild monkey. I've never.
One time, the house we lived in when I was in high school, you know, Dad, like your dad, did pretty good in the oil field, and you know, I was the only one left. All the other kids were gone. Well, they bought a big house then.
Yeah,
there's 3 up and a master down, and it was like, I don't know, it was a weekend or middle of the day or something, and I just wanted to talk to Mom and Dad. And I went over there and just grabbed the door handle up there, and it was locked. I went, oh. So, you know, that's as close as I ever got. I didn't hear nobody say nothing. In fact, I went and got in my car and left. So that's the closest I ever got, you know, because nobody wants to think about their parents, he and she, and that just, oh. So you can imagine your in-laws. Whoo!
Or your 20-year-old walking in when middle of the day, nobody's supposed to be home.
Yeah.
I won't tell that story.
I won't tell you. Yeah. Where are you? What? Don't you have class? Work?
I'm here. I am so super here right now. Anyway, hey, let's talk about our friends at Country Village Sporting Goods.
Okay.
You know, Boomer, every time I walk in the door there, it seems like they're unboxing the latest delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go in one day.
He keeps getting more lines of things.
Yes. I went in one day and they're unboxing like late summer crankbaits.
Yeah.
And every color imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we all know, I mean, we all know blue and chrome is hard to beat. But
that's the go-to.
Yeah.
But they may be biting on a crawfish.
Pumpkin seed or whatever. So, and then you go in the next day and they could be unboxing their newest shipment of early hunting season. You know, we do live in an area where early hunting season and the end of hunting season are 2 totally different seasons.
As far as your clothing.
Yeah, what you wear. And
then there's mid-season.
There is mid-season.
Because I've got an early season, and women just don't understand that.
Well, and I don't get it either because duck season is about a week long.
It's 60 days.
Oh, okay.
But it's 3 different splits. So
yeah,
and then the whole month of to the end of January. So you know, it doesn't get cold here until, I don't know, February.
Yeah, until then. So, but you know, and then you go in the next day and it could be they just got in a new shipment of creek boats or express boats or Catalina campers or deer stands, whatever it is. It just seems like every time I walk in, they're always getting something new. So go by and visit our friends at Country Village Sporting Goods, 965 Smackover Highway.
If you're an outdoorsman and a fisherman or a bow hunter. It's just
if you're a bow hunter, it's bow hunting heaven.
Yeah, you just need to go out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you are into bow hunting, you're doing yourself a huge disservice if you haven't been to Country Village Sporting Goods.
Yeah, they got the gear
and
the know-how.
And I mean, I know someone who bought their 9-year-old daughter her first rifle there last year.
Really?
Yeah, sure did. And bought their 6-year-old his first gun there last year.
Would you buy him a 357?
I mean, I know somebody.
Oh, you don't know. And his name? You know his name?
I do. I do.
And you're gonna?
No, because most people know him. He may not want people to know.
I do though. But was it you?
No. All my guns, I lost them in a boating accident. I don't own any guns anymore. They're all gone.
In a boating accident?
Yeah. I had every gun I owned in the boat. And it was very unfortunate. I hit a stump.
And it flipped the boat?
Flipped the boat over and all my guns fell out.
Did you survive?
I mean, I did. Obviously, I'm here.
But you lost all your guns?
Every single one of them. I don't have one.
When is that? When did that happen?
Oh, a long time ago.
You don't have any guns anymore?
Mm-mm.
What is that right there?
I don't know. What are you pointing at?
A gun right there.
What?
There's a gun right there. Look, turn your eyes.
No, I mean, I don't have to because I know there's not. I know there's not a gun over there because I lost.
Or a bag over here next to you of cash.
I mean, I lost all my guns.
Okay. If that's what, you want to go with, we'll go with that. How did you lose them again?
It was a boating accident.
And when did that happen?
A while back.
And where did that happen?
On the water.
In what kind of water?
It was brackish, actually.
Okay, but I mean,
it was brown.
In a specific place?
Yeah, I was in a specific place.
And
I wasn't just on random water.
Where was that at?
It was down there with the water.
So we're going to go around and around. You're not going to give me any information.
No.
Because some of those guns had committed crimes or something. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I would never know anything about that. I hope not.
Did you get any of them guns illegally or?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, why didn't you try to find them?
Oh, I did. I looked, but I didn't see them.
You didn't go down? You didn't?
Oh, no. No, I'm not a scuba guy.
You don't know nothing about scuba diving?
Nope.
You didn't try to get somebody to go scuba diving for them? Okay.
They're just gone. I don't have them anymore. They're just gone now.
Is that your phone?
Mine.
So somebody's saying that we're not live. I was back on the radio all of a sudden.
Somebody saying, I found 15 guns in Felsenthal.
Right there at the boat ramp. When the water went down, half of them were sticking out of the water.
Let's take a break. How about that?
Okay.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of Off the Back Porch right after this.
When it comes to protecting your home or business, trust the name that's been serving South Arkansas for 3 generations, Cross Roofing and Sheet Metal. From residential roofs to large commercial projects, the experienced team at Cross delivers quality you can see and reliability you can count on. Cross Roofing and Sheet Metal, built on trust, proven by results. Call Cross Roofing today. Put a solid future over your head.
With a name you trust, you can count on us. Glen Mechanical, plumbing, heating, and air.
For over 6 decades, Glen Mechanical has been specializing in HVAC, plumbing, and all mechanical jobs. 3 generations family-owned and operated since 1956. Glen Mechanical's business is based on relationships. They support and give back to the communities they work in. Contact them for all of your HVAC, plumbing, and mechanical needs. GlenMechanical.com.
Serving South Arkansas for 25 years, and all the while expanding and growing throughout the state. ProMed Ambulance is proving their motto of world-class care and hometown values. For example, their new mobile integrated healthcare communication center. This state-of-the-art facility allows communication specialists to work directly with local 911 call centers to ensure the closest medical team is always dispatched to any emergency. World-class care and hometown values. For more information and career opportunities, go to ProMedAmbulance.com.
I did the right thing. I went to school, got good grades, got a good job, and worked hard every day. I paid my taxes and my Social Security. Then, when I got injured and couldn't work, the government told me I wasn't eligible for disability. Well, if I'm not eligible, then who is?
With experience in disability law, the team at Rushing Law Firm works hard to help clients secure the Social Security disability benefits they deserve. Don't face the process alone. Call Rushing Law Firm today and let their experience work for you. The Rushing Law Firm, fighting for the benefits you've earned.
A new shipment of express boats is in at Country Village Sporting Goods. Or maybe your boat just needs a little TLC. We have appointments available in our service department. And of course, we keep a great selection of Catalina campers. New baits, new tackle, and the latest in gear are arriving every week. So when we say everything you need to get to the water, the woods, or the camp, you know we're talking about Country Village Sporting Goods, 965 Smackover Highway in El Dorado. Like us on Facebook.
Hey, welcome back for more of Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer on the big couch.
Right here on the big couch.
Yeah. So, I saw Chris Nail earlier today.
Don't you hate him?
Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, because look at him.
And then look at us.
Look at us.
Well, I'm 70.
Yeah.
You're in your 50s, but
still.
He's in his 40s, and he's still got a big chest and tall and
good looking, square jaw, great voice. Yeah. Great teeth.
Not much personality, but... I can say that because I know him.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. So.
I mean, he may, pounce me.
Yeah, and he's hit a hole in one in golf.
I never have. Have you?
No.
Now I've knocked it in from 160 before.
Yeah, I was with you. But
we didn't think we did.
Didn't think you? Yeah,
I was looking
blind green.
Yeah, blind green with a turtleback,
and we were looking in the fescue growing out there
at the back end,
looking all around
because it comes zinging in there.
And then we get over there, and there it is.
I'll be dang.
What ball are you playing, Boomer? I don't know what's in that hole.
Yeah, which one's in the hole? That's mine.
It's a Nike. Yeah, it was Nike.
No, Dad.
I know all I got is Titleist in my pocket.
It's
but
a Top Flight. Yeah, I had a Top Flight too.
Did I have my Top Flight after all? Yeah. Anyway.
That's that guy that's always looking for his ball in the rough, and you find his ball and pick it up.
Have it in your pocket.
Yep, found it.
Good.
No, you didn't.
But I was talking to Chris. He said, "Hey, man," he said, "I saw your new setup on your podcast." He said, "You trying to look like Club Shay Shay?"
Club Shay Shay.
I was like, "Man, from your lips to God's ears, if I could have a set that looked like that, you better believe I would in a heartbeat."
We'd do it.
We do want to man cave it up a little bit more.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You don't need to be making any noise, though.
No. You
don't want to disturb the neighbors.
I will get chastised again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, Boomer, I was thinking about this. I was probably this way at first as a kid, but when you and your cousins are together, family reunion, funeral, whatever, and but y'all are getting a little older, and now them cousins who've always sat at the kids' table are starting to grow a little hair and their voice is changing, right? And so they want to come over and hang out under the live oak tree with you and your cousins, And thing is, you tolerate it. You'll allow that little 13-year-old over there with you.
Sure.
But the first thing you do, at least in my family, the first thing they do is when I was 13, they'd make me take a sip out of a mason jar, and then they'd say, "Now, you can't tell on any of us."
Yeah.
Because that was alcohol.
What goes on?
What goes on under the live oak with the cousins stays over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be running up and spreading any of this business that happens on the live oak up there at the house.
Yeah.
Don't do any of that.
Yeah.
And, so that was always fun, as those younger cousins would get older.
Yeah.
And then you knew not to even ask.
Yeah.
And I remember when it was time for me to go join them over in the oak tree, I didn't even ask. I just started showing up.
You just went over there,
and they just tolerated it.
You were bold.
Yeah,
that works with grandkids too. Because I did that to a grandson. We were down in Florida, and he decided he was crying about it. He wanted to stay with the boys, didn't want to go with the girls. He wanted to stay with the boys, and I told him, I said, "Look, dude, man, if you're going to hang with the guys,
can't be crying.
Man, ain't no crying. What is wrong with you?" He kind of looked at me and said, "You can't." I said, "Crying doesn't work when you're an adult. You don't get to cry. And if you want to be with the boys," I said, "now you can cry if you're sad or something happens." I said, but crying to get what you want, that crap doesn't fly.
That don't go if you're going to hang with the boys.
No, because you cry all you want, and we'll just go over there and cry.
Yeah,
because you ain't going to hang with us.
Yeah, you don't get to hang with us.
I disturbed you.
No, you're fine.
Interrupted them.
So it got me thinking. There are rules for the family reunion.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And you may not have ever heard these before because I don't know if they're written down anywhere until now. And
Okay.
I've written them down.
So they're right there.
They're right here.
So that's all the rules that.
That's not all of them.
But that's some.
These are the main ones.
Okay. Let's hear them.
First of all, baby, this is red dirt. I don't know why you wore anything white.
Yeah, white tennis shoes or white pants. Or, yeah.
Don't know why you did that.
Yeah, if you live on a red dirt road in East Texas, yeah.
Yeah. And you see that guy over there cooking between them two trucks? I don't know what that is on that grill, but I'm going to have some of it. Because he's the best cook in the family. Do not sit at that bourrée table unless you for real play bourrée. Unless you for real play bourrée.
Because if you play wrong at a real bourrée table,
you will
get shot or stabbed it.
Yeah, you will get stabbed it. I don't know why your girlfriend decided to wear them stiletto heels, but those are nothing but tent stakes. Them things are going straight in the ground.
Yeah. or in the crates.
Yeah. Yeah, you see those 367 people over there? Those are all my second cousins, and everybody's not here yet.
Yeah.
So, you see all this food? You can put as much food as you want on your plate. As much as you want on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
What you best not do is let my aunt catch you throwing away one morsel of food.
Yeah.
Well, all these children starving out here in the world.
Yeah.
That evidently this food was going to feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let her catch
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. You can go back. Just take you as much as you think you can eat. And if you want more, go back.
And if your mom and daddy didn't bring something worthy of the family reunion, don't you make a to-go plate.
Oh,
If you
brought a little
napkins,
can of LeSueur peas or something like that.
You brought napkins. Don't you make a to-go
Chips.
plate. Yeah, chips.
A 2-liter bottle of Coke.
But it wouldn't be Coke. It'd be like
Shasta.
Sam's Choice something
Yeah,
or
Food
another.
Club or something.
Piggly Wiggly brand.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. For the love of God, please tell them you have a home church. Even if you don't, just anyone that asks, please tell them I have a home church. Because if you don't, they're going to follow us all around for the rest of the day trying to recruit you. So just tell them you got you a home church already. Yeah. When my uncle pulls out that mason jar in a few minutes, we all going to take a sip out of it because I got that kerosene running through my veins. I do not have any nutritional information on it. I don't know what proof it is. I don't know what flavor it is until I taste it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So don't be asking me a bunch of questions about it. Just know that when that jar comes past you, if you don't want it, just pass it on. Don't sniff it. Mm-mm. Don't put it up to your face.
Don't act funny. Just
pass it along to the next person.
You don't have to drink it.
You don't have to.
Yeah. And most likely shouldn't.
Okay. I mean, it does make life better.
Well, you just don't care as much.
And yes, I did see him use it as starting fluid for the tiller earlier, but that has nothing to do with it. I mean, it's key lime.
Oh, heavens.
And the correct answer is always yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Yes.
You don't have to say ma'am, but you'll notice the more you use the word ma'am, the bigger your portion of banana pudding becomes on your plate.
Ice cream.
Yes, yes. Or that homemade ice cream.
Yeah.
You get a bigger portion the more you use the word ma'am.
Yep.
And so those are just a few of the rules that you need to know if you're going to a family reunion this summer. And listen, there's going to be one old lady there who's going to swear she remembers changing your diapers.
Yeah.
Just let her. Let her think that.
Yeah.
We went to a family reunion one time of Casey's family.
Uh-huh.
Now,
and someone changed your diaper?
Obviously, Casey is not Cam's birth mother.
Yeah.
But one of her dear aunts walks up to 6'3" Cam.
Yeah.
Baby, you're so big. I remember when you was just a little baby and I used to change your diapers. And he was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He just let her go right away with it.
How smart of him.
Yeah, he's very smart, know. Yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah, you used to try to pee in my face. I mean, she had a whole story down. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Instead of saying, ladies, you crazy?
Yeah. I came into this family at 15, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you think you changed my diaper, well then.
Yeah. Well, one of my mama's crazy sisters said something on Facebook on one of Cam's posts one day about, I remember changing your diapers. I said, that woman's never laid eyes on you. I have not seen anyone other than my mom from her family. 1990.
Mm-hmm.
So 36 years.
Yeah.
I've not laid eyes on any of them.
Oh,
I don't think I've talked to any of them on the phone, any of that. And, but yet somehow she thinks she changed Cam's diapers. Let me just say this. If they had ever been around my children, they dang sure wouldn't have ever had my children off changing their diapers or keeping them overnight. I know how that family is. I grew up there. But yeah, somebody's going to say they changed your diaper. Just let them say it. And you've made their memories all connect all of a sudden. I've been wondering where you've been, baby. I hadn't seen you in so many years. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been around a family who nursed their child too long?
No. I have heard stories within families.
And it was a joke in our family for years. It doesn't matter. I mean, nobody knows any of my family from that part of the world anyway, but the child was so big that it would come out the back of the house and stand at the doorway over there and then look at his mom and go,
that's too big.
If they can make a sign and say, come here. Now,
more, please.
Yeah. Oh, please. And
sorry.
Or the one that has the pacifier too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen kids in church that, they're already in big church and still sucking on a pacifier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the, and man, that's when it's tough because it's time for the pacifier to go. Okay. Yeah. But sometimes that's the peacekeeper, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, hey, I've gone out in the middle of the night searching for pacifiers because we couldn't find one.
Couldn't find the binky.
Couldn't find the binky.
Yeah.
Oh,
couldn't
Lord.
find the binky.
We used to have to, I say we. I would get in the vehicle and put Amanda in the vehicle and go driving around so she'd go back to sleep.
Yep.
Because she'd be screaming bloody murder.
Done that.
Having colic or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's back when we used to just, put alcohol in their bottle and stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't do that.
No, but my dad did.
Just rub it on her gums.
My baby sister.
Rub it on
she
her
was
gums.
teething. And Daddy always seemed like he always had a bottle of Canadian Club or Crown or something. And he'd run his finger off in there, put it on her gums.
One of them Williams brothers.
And the next thing you know, she was asleep.
So I had a friend that he was moving. And I had we were making trips back and forth and had his young son with me. I said, "You want to stop at Sonic and get a drink?" "Yes, sir." He's like maybe 7. So I get back to the house and I said, "What do you want?" He says, "Dr. Pepper." So I give him a Dr. Pepper and we drank it and went back to the house. And my buddy goes, "Did you give my son a Dr. Pepper?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Don't you ever do that again." He said, "This child will be pinging off the walls." He says, "Listen." He says, "I give him Benadryl at night." I said, "Son, God has a plan for your life, but right now just take these."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the Munchkin, when she was 4 or 5 years old, one of Casey's friends had her because Casey was working, and she gave her a Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
This child had never had caffeine in her life.
Mm-hmm. Lit her up.
And she said literally was jumping and bouncing into the walls.
Mm-hmm.
The princess a little while back somehow got a 7 brew coffee. She was 9. And that night she's like, I'm not tired. I don't know why.
When PJ's first opened, I had me it started out $5, a mocha cappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have one every morning. I said, 5 times 5, that's $25. That's $100 a month on just coffee. So, I broke it back down to about, once or twice a week at least. But, I thought I had. And then when Ziggy's opened, is that Ziggy's on the, I had to go through Ziggy's on the way to church. I'd had to get me one. And now 7 brews. You can get all kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
So I hadn't hit Starbucks yet, but
I'm not a big coffee drinker.
You're not, are you?
I definitely don't. I have to be traveling in charge of the driving and be sleepy to stop and get coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But I would stop every so often at PJ's. I did just the other day. I walked over there and I get a granita, which is frozen.
Frozen. Those are good.
Yeah. Well,
got enough sugar in it to make it taste good.
I got one day and I don't know what was different. But man, within an hour or so, I was jittery.
Was your hair sticking up where it used to be?
Where it used to be, yeah. And I was jittery and legs bouncing, and
isn't it
just for whatever reason that day
caffeine hit you.
That
right.
caffeine got me that day.
Caffeine's not bad for you.
No,
too much of it might be. But
yeah. It was like cocaine. Cocaine's not bad for you. It's just if you do too much.
Really?
Yeah, that's the motto I live by anyway.
Okay, how'd that work for you?
So far, so good. I'll let you know if it ever goes out. So
how'd that work for you? When my mother was entering, and this is have I told you this story?
I don't know.
Okay. My sister and I said, she's lived in Houston and mother was, getting to the point where we probably needed to make some decisions for her. And she was experiencing a little forgetfulness, and she would call the pharmacy and ask them what day it was and stuff like that. And so we sat her down, and I'm trying to give her this, this wonderful speech. And I said, "Mother," I said, "you're entering the autumn of your life now." And she's looking at me like, what are you talking? We're sitting on her bed. My sister's there. I said, there's going to come a time. I said, you're still fine. I said, but I just want to talk to you now. There's going to come a time when your sister and your daughter and I, Pat, are going to have to make some decisions for you. She said, and I just wanted to say it before so that when we got to that point, we would know that we need to do that. She says, well, who is going to make those decisions? And I said, well, Pat's in Houston, said, so, I'll most likely talk to Pat or I'll make those decisions for you. She goes, well, you making decisions for yourself. Says, how's that worked so far? I said, well, touche, Mama. I said,
not very well.
I've made some bad. At one point she said, Troy, when are bad things going to quit happening to you? I've told you that. But I said, well, Mama, yes, I've made some poor decisions in my life, yes, but I'm planning on trying to make some good ones for you. She goes, well, I'm not so sure about that. and she wasn't.
Yeah.
And she didn't. Yeah. She let me know that she'd make her decisions for her own.
Make her own decisions, yeah. Troy, there are 3,143 counties in the United States of America.
And we won all of them.
Almost. 3,143. How many do you think are purely dry counties? Not counties that are dry, that have some wet cities, just 100% totally dry counties.
I would have no idea. It's probably not a lot.
3,143 counties in the U.S.
Yeah.
Give me a number. I'll tell you up or down.
I'd say less than 100.
Correct. It's less than 100. 52. 52. The state with the most? Arkansas.
Most dry counties?
Mm-hmm. Arkansas has 17 totally dry counties. Of the states that are not 100% wet, so of the states that have at least one dry county, the state with the least, Texas. 3. Texas has 3 dry counties in that entire nation over there.
And 75 on the interstate everywhere. And a lot of the 2-laners.
Yeah.
If they got a 2-lane with some shoulders, they'll put 75.
They'll put 75 on that. Hey, man, there's places, 2 lanes out in West Texas that is 85.
Is there? I've heard that, and I've never been on those.
So, group Eddie Tarpley, me, a couple other guys. I'm going to Hobbs, New Mexico, for some training.
Well, you can't get there unless you go 90.
Yeah, you drive till next week and still not get there.
Yeah, you're halfway to California when you get there.
And so we're on our way out there, and we're on this 2-lane, and I mean, when I say you can see the horizon, you can see the horizon. It's
West Texas
is straight and flat, and just every so often there might be a little hump in the road, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
You had all this flat. Could y'all not just knock that down?
Knock that down instead of pave over it.
Yeah. But we're going along, and we're just talking and laughing. There's 4 of us in the truck, and we're just having a good time. And going along, I see a car coming. I don't think anything about it. And it goes past us, and it's a Texas DPS trooper. And I look down. I'm doing 115. He never let up. He never hit a brake light, didn't turn around. I'm going 30 miles. I'm going 30 miles over the speed limit. As he drove by, just waved. He's thinking, I'm not getting out on the side of the highway. It's 112 degrees out there. I'm not going to get out.
It's almost supper.
There are rattlesnakes out there.
Jackrabbits.
Yeah.
Some mesquite.
I told you before, I went to Odessa when Daddy lived in Odessa, and we're playing golf. And
it smells like money out there.
Boy, doesn't it though? I hit a drive, and I mean, it's blind because it's uphill, and I hit it. It's in the middle of the fairway. It's not peeling one way or the other, and goes over the hill. And we get up there.
Excuse me, I'm going. I'm sorry.
I'm looking around for my ball, and there it is. I see it. It's just off the fairway into some brush right there. And I'm just going to reach over and get my ball. And Daddy's like, "Hey, what are you? Stop! What are you doing?" I was like, "I was going to get my ball," and he's like, "No, look down." And I mean,
there's a rattlesnake.
There's a rattlesnake right there.
And he's about to stick your arm in it.
And I jumped back, and I was,
how
fortuitous.
He's like,
son, don't. He said, if you need more golf balls, I can buy you more of them.
Yeah, we can't.
But let's don't do that.
We're not going to cut your arm and suck the blood out down here.
No, we're not going to do that at all. And so I was like, okay. Well, then a couple holes later, we're going along. Daddy's driving the cart, and he presses the brake. And I'm thinking, I know I hit the ball further than this, And we just sit there a second, and all of a sudden I see it. Big old rattlesnake. I mean, massive. Just crawling across the fairway there. And Daddy's like, yeah, you just let him go. You don't run over him because they sling him right back up in here. Yeah. And he said, just let him go. And I'm like, okay. And, that's not something we're used to.
No.
Playing here. We had one instance where Mr. Tom Mangum and I were playing golf on what then was number 16 at the country club. And I hit my drive and it peels to the right, like almost all of them did at the time. And we get over there and it's November. And there's a huge, 4, 5, 6 foot long king snake. And he's laid right up next to my ball.
Or you hit your ball next to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cold. He can't move.
Mm-hmm.
And
so y'all playing it down?
Mangum, we pull up there and Mangum's looking at it. And I was like, And Tom said, I don't know what you're waiting for. He said, play it as it lies and you're on the clock.
That's Mangum. That's Mangum.
And so we got a picture of it. And then Mangum went over there with a sand wedge and picked it up, carried it off into the weeds and set it down. But and then I probably, took 6 strokes from there to even get to the green. But yeah, we're just not used to dealing with rattlesnakes or alligators.
Or alligators. Like you can go to Lost Key down there in Perdido Key, and you got a back figure there because you got to hit the ball a specific amount yardage because that's the only piece of green that's out there.
Yes,
and there's signs everywhere that says do not look for lost balls off the fairway.
Yeah. So we were down there.
Because there are alligators.
Oh man, it's the last day we were there. We're playing.
Have you played Lost Key at Perdido?
No.
Yeah.
We were at Orange Beach.
Yeah.
And which we play Craft Farms.
Craft Farms is
the first couple of days.
Yeah.
I loved Craft Farms.
Peninsula's down the other way.
Yeah. And so I think we were playing at Peninsula.
That's where in the Peninsula's where, or is it the mark that has the apples? Is it Peninsula?
Okay. It is Peninsula, and we play it the first day.
Yeah.
Then we played Craft Farms, and then we played this other one.
It's called the Mark, I believe. This is the third one we used to play.
I don't recall.
Anyway,
Mangum hits a ball, it bounces, and we see it rolls off in the brush. So we pull up, and he's looking around, and he gets up and walks down in this brush, and he comes running out of there. And he said,
bad leg and all.
He said, they can have that. And I was like, yeah. He said, copper-headed rattle moccasin was wound up around it. He said, they can have it.
They can have that ball.
I don't need that ball.
I don't care if it is $3.
Of course, that's the same course where I hit a ball and went in the sand, and I was going to jump off into the sand trap. And Mangum's losing his mind. Stop. He's like, come back. And I'm like, I can see the ball. He said, come back. And he's coming up on me, And so I walked back a little bit. He said, now poke your head about around under here, look under there. About an 11-foot alligator laid up under the ledge.
Right here.
And I was going to jump over on top of it. And that's how Sandy left us, y'all.
Yeah, poor Sandy. Hey, have you ever played a night course before?
Yes.
I played my oldest brother lived in Midland for a good period of time when I was in high school. And we'd all gone out there to visit, and we played a night course, par 3. Just a lot of fun. I mean, now it's better if you scull it because you can see it the whole way.
Yeah.
Because night course, if you hit some loft on it, you lose it, and you have to stay there and wait for it to come back
through. See where it lands. Yeah.
But the most fun that we had, you was talking about West Texas, is we went jackrabbit hunting.
Oh yeah.
And this is before, hardly anybody except farmers or ranchers had a truck. So brother had a Ford Fairlane or a Crown Vic or something like that. So me and my nephew, and I was probably 14 or 15, so he was like 7 or 8. We're sitting on the front of the vehicle with 22s, running jackrabbits and shooting them Of course, you don't pick anything up, you know.
Right.
They will pay you to shoot jackrabbits.
Yeah.
It's kind of like wild hogs all over the country now. But anyway, the best fun I've ever had is and I thought about Rodney Wimberly, them shooting
prairie
dogs at 300 yards. That how much fun that would be. Yeah. But the best story that I've acquired from Midland, Odessa area is that my brother-in-law and I worked for a service company out of Houston, and we would go on jobs when they were running casing or running tubing or whatever. And we're way out in the middle of nowhere. And Danny, rest his soul, had it figured out to where he would drive the least and work the least while we were there, you know? So, you know, after about 4 or 5 months of that, when we working with him, I said, Danny, I said, you know, you figured this out to where you work in the middle of it and I set it up and I tear it down and then you drive for a little while and then I have to drive all night and then you drive the rest of it. He said, yeah. He said, that's because I'm the boss. I said, well, okay. So anyway, so he would always cook briskets.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, man, he said, and he would do it on the pit. You know, all rigs got a pit out there. He says, man, I wish I had some mesquite. I went, Danny, I said, you see as far as you can see out here? You know, this is a kid from Doyline, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
I said, brother, that is mesquite. He goes, he used the shat word, shatting me. I said, yeah. I said, and everything that they pushed off to make this rig pad, I said, all that dead mesquite. I said, how much you need, brother?
Yeah, there it is.
So I went, he was just enamored that all that was mesquite.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm not a big mesquite fan.
Well, he was.
It's man, it's like hickory.
It's not your favorite.
Because it's too strong.
Is it? Yeah, it's a little strong.
And you, man, mesquite especially though, it's like using sassafras. You'll have beef jerky before you know it.
Yeah, if you're not careful.
And
then we were on a rig one time and we were watching them dig onions. And I mean onion. And it's the Hispanics are bagging them and throwing them up on this big panel truck, you know. So Danny drove out there and said, man, do y'all mind if we pick up a bunch of onions? You know, he wanted to cook with them and bring them home. He goes, pick them up. He goes, here. He grabbed 2 sacks out of the truck and had big old yellow onions. Oh, my word. We thought we'd died and gone to heaven because they gave us onions.
Yeah. That's, you know, man, it's fun.
Texas is so varied about
it is, and
about what they can grow. And you go down to the valley in South Texas, and my parents lived north of Reynosa in McAllen. And mother said that they grew oranges down there, big as grapefruits. She said, and the lemons were like oranges. Said that the fruit would grew
and
huge.
Basically year round.
And yeah, because it's just, you know, semi-arid or it's in a valley.
Well, it's in the valley and, you know, they don't ever really get a winter.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you buy a watermelon before June, chances are it came out of the valley.
South Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a cousin, Noel Borders, who owns tens of thousands of acres, if not hundreds of thousands of acres down there. And all he does, he
in
plants,
the valley.
Yeah. He plants watermelons, cantaloupes, pumpkins. I mean, just whatever. He plants all through there.
Let me ask you if you'd do this. And this may not even have to happen, but if Texas seceded from the Union, would you move there? If they became their own independent country, state?
I don't know. To me, it would depend on a lot of things.
It would depend, but banking from their history and how they are, and just the fact that highway patrolman waved at you, you're going 115.
Yeah,
you know they've kind of got a little different attitude about life.
They do.
It's kind of more live and let live type.
They really are, and especially the further west you go.
Sure,
in Texas. East Texas, not so much.
Yeah, not so
Matter
much.
of fact, there's not a lot of difference between South Arkansas and East Texas. Pine trees.
Yeah.
And
the piney woods.
Yeah. You know, the further you get out in Texas Hill Country, I could live there anytime. Marble Falls, I love Marble Falls.
That hill country is like a whole nother country.
It really is. And
there's so much of the German influence.
There's a lot of
there.
German influence out there. Yeah. Fredericksburg, but every little burg out there. So, my cousin Lewis, whom I talk about some here on the podcast, his family, they were all kind of migrated from the Texas Hill Country into South Texas. His dad was born in a little community outside of Goliad and called Charco. And it was funny because years later, I remember going down to visit his Uncle Urban's family down there, and he had a brother-in-law named Lloyd. Lloyd was married to Urban's sister. And Lloyd had been in and out of jail a number of times, and always for the same thing, road hunting. Lloyd
he was going to do it.
He's going to do it. They had a sunflower field next to his house.
Yeah.
And if he was riding through there and saw
doves
or deer or whatever, or doves,
he's going to shoot it.
He's going to shoot them,
from the road.
Yeah. From the cab of the truck,
Oh,
and so he was always going to jail. Well, the game warden, there was a guy by the name of Willis Blackwell. And here's how I know this. Because Willis Blackwell ended up becoming sheriff of Shelby County, Texas, and East Texas, where I lived.
Where you lived, yeah.
And I remember one time we were talking about he had based out of Goliad, and I said, "You ever down in Charco?" He said, "I was all the time down in Charco." I said, "So there's one beer joint in Charco," and he's like, "Yeah," and he told me the name of it, and I said, "You hang a left, that beer joint, you go down the street right across from it, the gravel road right across from it." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Second house on the right." He said, "Oh yeah, it was Lloyd Barnes." And he said, "I arrested Lloyd probably 60 times."
I said, "Oh, that's my uncle."
And I said, "Yeah, that's my uncle, by marriage," or, wasn't really my uncle, but,
yeah,
it's my uncle. And he was like, "Yeah," he said, "I arrested old Lloyd a bunch of times." And we were talking, I said, I told him one time I remember going down there and Lloyd had give Daddy a 50 caliber.
Wow.
Shot.
Your big
cannonballs.
Yeah.
Black powder.
Oh, black powder. Okay.
Black powder. And he handed it to Daddy and said, "All right, where we fixing to ride through, there's going to be a deer." And I remember Daddy and I are in the back of the truck. And sure enough, man, big old buck jumps out and Daddy throws up there, click.
Oh.
And it didn't fire.
Oh.
And
deer heard it.
Yeah. Well, that deer was running. I mean, Daddy was shooting him on the run. I promise you, we didn't go a quarter of a mile. There was Willis Blackwell. Or there was a game warden anyway. And it's one of those things I always thought, the Lord had his hand on Daddy that day.
They clicked
because he would have because Daddy would have shot that deer. We would have jumped out, been out there gutting it by the time he rode up, and that wouldn't have been good. So, yeah, I always thought that was Daddy. I told Willis Blackwell that, and he was like, man, he said, if I saw Lloyd Barnes and guy standing in the back of the truck, yeah.
You knew what was going on.
I knew what was happening. He said, but I hadn't heard any shots, so evidently that's why I didn't stop y'all.
For as much time throughout my life, my young life that I spent in Texas, I never lived there, but I had uncles and aunts and my sister, both my sisters and my nephew, and live in Dallas and Woodlands and Houston back in the day, and we've got friends that live in down in South Texas, and so I've spent an enormous amount of time. And even Elon Musk is, he's a Texas boy now.
Yeah.
And but the mayor, the governor of California said he made him. Now he created the environment for him to make it in the electric car business.
Really?
That's what
Gavin Newsom.
That's what Gavin Newsom said on a newscast, that he created the environment that was conducive to Elon Musk being able to succeed in the electric car business.
I'd love to take Gavin by the hand and walk him through San Francisco right now, where he was mayor, and say, "Oh, watch your step. Oh, watch your step. Watch your step."
Needles and feces.
A city where you have to have an app to tell you where feces is so you don't step in it. Congratulations, Gavin. By the way, America, that's your future.
It is.
That's your future, if that's who you want for president.
If you're Democratic Socialist.
Yeah. And then, of course, if not, then your other choice, AOC. And I love that she stood up there behind bulletproof glass, by the way. and said, it's time for the North to roll up on the South.
Yes. Yes.
We've been waiting. We've been waiting since the 1800s for this to happen again.
She just does not read very much, does she?
I mean, dude, listen, everywhere around us, these towns and woods are full of people.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Who've just been hoping.
I know of at least, that I know personally, of at least 5 people that they could create their own militia and outfit them.
Because they have enough guns?
And ammunition. Guns do you no good unless you have ammunition.
True.
And these guys have plenty, because they're, you know, for even till now, it's not as, it's a lot more sparse than it used to be as far as ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know some guys that they've got plenty.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, she said, it's time for Chicago to roll up on Georgia. And I was like, I don't know that that's a good idea.
Who's the guy from Maine that was going to run in the Senate and just backed out?
And just backed out. I don't remember his name.
But Pocahontas said, that's my kind of man. at a rally for him. She goes, he's my kind of man. I said, play that on. Just loop that.
Have that on loop.
Just loop that.
Yeah.
But here, you know, I was talking to you before we started the podcast. It may be good to start maybe a history minute, you know, because you're big into history.
I love history,
and you can really recite a lot more history than I can. And I read or heard a good one about a former president, and I thought was very interesting that I never knew. But I think it'd be good to do that. So, you know, AOC's not going to ever listen to our podcast, but there may be some people that need to know some more.
That don't know history. That don't know that part of history.
Because I asked a youngster this week. I said, and we were watching the news, and I said, "Do you know where Cuba is?" You know, I kind of know. I said, "Well, where is it?" He said, "Well, not really. I kind of forgot." I said, "Okay." I said, "Cuba's 90 miles off the tip of Florida. It's right here. It's right there." I said, "Where is Argentina?" I don't know. What continent is it on? I'm not real sure. I said, name one country in Africa. Couldn't name one country in Africa.
There's a bunch of them.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Not a bunch. There's a lot of them. They started, you know, I was watching you know, and I get way too much information that comes off of TikTok because it could be true or very well could be true.
Yeah.
But they started naming all the countries. You know, it would pop up and then name the countries in Africa. And I went, oh, there's some of those that I had never even heard of.
Yeah.
Because they change a lot.
They do.
You know, now some of those like on the, you know, on the eastern side, on the western horn of Africa, a bunch of those have changed over the years. And or all over, but especially those on the Ivory Coast, but they started naming all those countries. I said, well, you know, I know Egypt and Libya and Kenya,
and
Sudan, and
Niger and Chad,
Chad,
yeah, Congo,
yeah. the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda,
Kenya.
And then Well, I said Kenya, South Africa, and then
Madagascar.
No, that's off the coast.
Oh,
but is that still an African country?
I would
think
assume
it's
so.
off the coast of Africa, but. Somalia, you know, that back where they get crazy over there on the southeast coast, and then South Africa. Everybody knows South Africa, but in between there's a litany of.
There's 300 or so countries there,
and there's some of them like New Jersey.
Postage stamp.
Yeah. But anyway, we have. I think we have a generation that really doesn't know a whole lot about our history,
you know,
or world history, or because you know the old adage of. If you forget history, if you don't remember the past, you're bound to repeat it.
Yeah, you're doomed
and
to
we're
repeat
seeing it.
Yes,
we're seeing it. How can the whole city, one of the biggest, largest metropolises in the world, elect someone who has never had a job and is a socialist, a democratic socialist, and doesn't understand why all the businesses are moving out
and listen
of New York.
The one thing you can't find in New York State right now, a U-Haul truck.
Oh, sure.
Because they're all down in Florida and Texas and Tennessee and
In
Georgia.
Kentucky or Tennessee and Georgia.
They've all left town. I mean, dude, they are leaving New York so fast. You know, California, they're already estimating in the next census is going to lose 4 congressional districts. 4.
I bet you right now, if you went to Texas and said, "I need to rent a U-Haul and to go to California," they say, "I tell you what, we'll give you one.
Yeah.
And if you will let us hook one on behind you, you and haul it, we'll pay you."
Yeah. Yeah. Because they can't.
Because they ain't going that way.
No, they're not. Again, New York and California right now, you can't find a U-Haul because they're having to get vehicle carriers
to carry them back.
To carry U-Hauls back to those states.
I was a friend of ours, son and wife, moved to Florida, and they all loaded up trailers and trucks and vans and stuff and hauled them down there. I said, "Well, why didn't y'all just rent you a U-Haul?" They said it was $700 one way to go down there. I said, "Well, y'all probably spent $400 in gas anyway." But they said it was just too expensive just to go to Florida,
because they have to somehow build into that price of getting that vehicle
out of there, get it out of there.
Because otherwise, all the U-Hauls in America are going to end up in the South.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just that's where they're all going to end up.
Yeah,
and so it's
well, our way of life, and if we go way back to when the communists said they wanted to infiltrate our country, and they decided they wanted to do it through the labor, and they couldn't do it through labor. So then they started infiltrating our children and our colleges, and they have done it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mission accomplished.
If you talk to most college graduates today within the last 10 to 15 years, they think that we've been a horrible country since we began.
Yes.
And, you showed me a while ago that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that yet.
Okay.
That's coming up.
The things that happened in our country that are totally dichotomous away from what really was, our government was meant to be.
Yeah. And it's mind-boggling. It's like I said last week. Name me a country that right now today you think the United States should pattern our economic model after. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Mm-hmm.
Name it. Name me a country today that is doing better financially than the United States.
Glenn Beck said this morning, he played a clip of a lady that said she was against homeschool and said that we were educating idiots at homeschool. And he says, "I'll tell you what I'll do." He said, "I have an open invitation to you and any 15-year-old homeschooler who wants to be on this show and have a debate with you. You have an open invitation right now." He said, "If they're all stupid, you come on and talk to any 15-year-old that I choose that's a homeschooler, and you can just mop the floor with them." Yeah. He said, "That'll never happen. She'll never do it."
No, it will never happen. And I look for those people who can homeschool their kids. Man, hats off to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't hardly stand to be around mine for just a couple of hours.
And they're always home.
They're always there.
If you're homeschooling them.
Yeah. And then they're always saying, Daddy, Dad, why do you call me that?
But here's the deal. That for homeschoolers, there are courses that have already written that for you. You don't have to go research it. In fact, my daughter, for a semester or two, homeschooled her 2 girls. And they both go to a Christian academy in Rogers now. But and she says, "Well, I didn't have to write anything. It's just to follow a course, and it's Christian based."
Mm-hmm.
And so you ask those people, they can talk to you about our form of government and about our history, United States history or state history.
Well, okay. So you remember my friend, and he's been a podcast guest, Mark Day.
Yeah. His kids is who I was talking about.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
I've been around his children.
Don't try to debate one of his kids.
Because they've been debated.
They're sharp.
Yeah,
those kids are sharp.
Yeah,
and Laura, his wife, God bless her, man. They run a tight ship, and
they're a model family.
They really are.
That does homeschooling.
They really are.
Or just the model of a good Christian family.
They are that. And, I mean, those kids, and listen, I've been out there. I've been out to Mark's house. They have a working farm. Okay. They have a working ranch, and those kids, they were out there at 5:30 in the morning pulling calves and stuff. And then, okay, y'all wash up. It's time for breakfast. And then we got to get on math, and, those kids work, and, their oldest, Jack, has entered into the military.
Yeah.
And,
he's the sharp one. They're all sharp, but
I
Jack,
expect to see great things. Jack played baseball for me one year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Great kid.
He is a wonderful kid.
And, Jack was one that was hard for me to coach because he just never did anything wrong. If you told him, hey, this is the motion, this is the mechanics I need from you if you're going to pitch. And he's like, okay. And you only had to tell him once.
Yeah.
And then he's out there mimicking. And if it's not working, then I would call time and I'd walk out and I'd say, hey, Jack, it's not working, bud. Here's what I need you to do for the rest of today, and only for today. I need you to pull that shoulder down. I need that shoulder pulled down just a little bit. And when you throw, I need your head staying directly on center. Yes, sir. And the next thing you know, I get 4 innings of no hit baseball from him because he
just listened.
Yeah, I never had to go out there and say, dude, come on. I've told you, not to do this or do that. Other kids, they'd start off great, and then as they got tired, they get a little lazy or whatever. Never, ever one time with Jack.
When we have hunt test competitions with our dogs, his kids have all, for years now, I've watched them grow up doing that, and they are just model children. And when you a lot of times when you talk to a teen or a preteen, you don't get much response. They either don't know how to talk to adults or they don't want to.
They don't know how to talk to each other.
Oh, that's true. Well, that's true. Yeah. But his Mark Day's kids, were just a joy to be around.
Yes.
Yeah. Bottom line.
I was going to say earlier, you were talking about, we have a whole generation that they don't know a whole lot. I'm afraid they have been coddled to the level of, if it doesn't involve me, it doesn't exist. That's I said that to my 18-year-old not that long ago. I was like, look, kid, there's a whole world out there that believe it or not, does not revolve around you. And she looked at me like you look at me when I say that to you. Like, what?
What?
The whole thing.
Where have you been?
Yeah. My baby sister, she had this thing when she was little. You'd say, Brandy, no. And she'd say, tell me no.
Yeah.
And so one day I just randomly, I texted her and said, no. Tell me no. And she's like, I'm still not very fond of it.
Those people usually wind up working for themselves.
Yes. There's a whole reason. And one of these days I'll tell it as to why, because I was always happy working for other people.
You did well. And
it was successful. But, there's a reason I don't think I can do that again. It would be very difficult for me to do that again. And there's a reason. And one of these days I'll share it. I'm not really ready to yet because I'm still a little bitter. I'm still a little salty. God, I don't. So
it happens.
It does happen. But anyway, we have a generation of kids that I believe, because it's never involved them. Well, as a kid, I wasn't here for the Cuban Missile Crisis like you were, but I still remember the whole idea of communists being 90 miles off the U.S. coast. And you got to remember, when I was a kid, man, the threat of nuclear annihilation was very real.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Doing the race of it, yeah.
It was...
Well, they teach you to get under your desk at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, duck and roll.
Because that's going to save you.
Yeah.
But, it was a very real threat.
Well, you'd be vaporized after your desk.
Yeah. And, I was growing up in Houston. And so that's where space control is.
Yeah.
And at the Johnson Space Center. And we just knew we would be one of the first.
Sure.
It would be like DC, NORAD, and Houston. Would be the first 3 hit. And, but it was very real. And we saw what was happening in communist countries, real communist countries. they were waiting in line
for
blizzards and toilet paper.
For anything.
Yeah, for anything. And, you know, you stand in line for days at a time to get bread and toilet paper. And there are people out there that's like, who really believe, Boomer, that the only reason communism has never worked is because we haven't tried it yet. And they say things about, look at China. Well, look at China. I mean, China's going broke. Okay? Broke.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. You don't have to love the man. You don't have to like him. Matter of fact, you can hate him. But you have to give credit where credit is due. And that is Donald John Quavius Trump, who he has shut down almost every economic arm that China had. China was getting all that free oil from where? Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get that anymore.
Russia and China was getting money from the Middle East?
Yep. Not getting that anymore. You know, it's strategery. In the words of George W. Bush, it's strategery, America.
Yeah, America.
America. Yeah.
You could fool me. Well, you know what I'm talking. You can fool me once. Fool me once, but shame on somebody.
But if you fool me a second, the moral is don't fool me.
Don't fool me. Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah. America. Yeah. That was anyway, Guatemalanese.
Poor dude.
Listen, I worked for the man twice. I worked for George W. Bush and that was him. That was just him. You know, yes, he was Ivy League educated. Yes.
He don't care.
He was blue-blooded, but something happened to him out there in those Texas oil fields, and he just took on that persona, and that's just who he was. And you know, every time he laughed, pulling his shoulders up and shaking his shoulders. I mean, you know, he also knew how to read a room. And I remember one time we're on a campaign stop, and it was a deal that was put on by the Republican women of this particular community we were in. And so what does he do? He says, I'm here to announce I'm running for re-election as governor of Texas. You want to know why? My number one reason why? Because Laura deserves to be first lady. And let me tell you.
He won that group.
Every woman in that room was like, oh,
Laura deserves to be first lady.
Because Laura deserves to be first lady of Texas. And, you know.
He read that room.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I told you about the time he came in, I needed him to come in to speak for one of my candidates because we just needed money. And unless he was going to give it to us, we needed to raise it. And he kept saying he wouldn't come because it was an open seat and he was going to have to deal with whomever won that seat. And but finally, of all things, he comes to Jasper, Texas, and my guy's about to get up and speak, and they said, Mr. Christian, I'm sorry, can you give us just one? We've had a special guest who's asked for just a few minutes of time, and Wayne was like, sure, yeah, no problem at all. Of course, he knew. We talked about it. And they nod at the back door, and the back doors of the gymnasium fly open, and here comes George W. Bush. Cowboy hat, sleeves rolled up. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you again, pal. And I mean, it was like a Pentecostal camp meeting, like a brush arbor meeting. That thing was rocking. They throwing babies at the ceiling, women shouting that top knot down off the beehives. You know, I mean, it was, listen, it took him 15 minutes. They're playing The Eyes of Texas Are Upon You the entire time. The high school band is over there.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're over there like sweating and breathing hard because they've been playing so long. He finally gets to the platform and he glad hands everybody up there on the platform and, you know, good to see you, fatty, you know. And so he finally gets up there to the microphone and he says, by the way, Laura's in the truck. She sends her apology. She didn't have her face on, you know, which there was no truck.
And there was no Laura.
And Laura wasn't out there, but that was his story, you know. And, you know, place went crazy. And, so, you know, he's like, we was just riding down the road. Said, we heard that Wayne Christian was going to be here tonight. And he said, you know, I remember something my mama told me. If you find you a good candidate, come from good family, good stock, good breeding, you get behind that man. If he's willing to get in the rough and tumble world of politics, you get behind him. So I thought I'd stop in and not tell y'all I'm a Christian man. And
oh my word!
Of course, my candidate was Wayne Christian, and and I leaned over to our campaign finance manager and I said, I hope you blocked off the next 2 weeks. And he's like, yeah. I said, cha-ching, dude. We raised like $250,000 the next day.
Isn't that something?
All of him talking. And we were getting money from Oregon, Colorado, Utah, Idaho. I mean, it was coming from everywhere. And we got money from guys who ended up running for president in a few years.
Wherever there was militia.
Where there were some white folks, we got money from them towns, I can promise you. And but yeah, I mean, when George W. said, I'm a Christian man. And I mean, the money came in as fast as we could count it after that, you know. But he was popular. He was a very popular governor.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, so was Ann Richards.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That was the thing.
But that's how fast people will turn on you, you know, and the voters can turn just like that. I mean, that's why I always say if someone's name is on the ballot, you take them seriously because otherwise, ignore them at your own peril.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a popular governor. And, you know, the biggest thing for me that I was concerned when he ran for president was, you know, look, the Texas Press Association was by no means easy on George W. Bush. They were not.
Mm-hmm.
But they pale in comparison to the national press and playing gotcha games. And, that was the one thing because, you know, W, for all of his faults, he could make you feel like the most important person in the room.
Yeah.
Even if you hated his guts.
Yeah.
He could stand there and smile at you and like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, you know? And I think he was a closet liberal, so most time he could understand what people were saying. But, you know.
Well, he's goo-goo gaga over Michelle.
Boy, isn't he, though? I mean, listen, hey, Mr. President, bring it down a level. You got a little jungle fever going on there. I mean, Barack is young. He can still pop you across the lip. I don't know how the Secret Service handles that when one president punches another one, but you keep staring at that man's wife like that, we're going to find out. You know?
Oh, my word.
Yeah. Let's take a break.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back, got some more stuff. And all that came about from talking about dry counties.
That's true.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more of Off the Back Porch right after this.
Rated the #1 course in Arkansas by Golf Week, Mystic Creek is truly a hidden gem, complemented by a modern clubhouse, complete with panoramic views. It also features a fully stocked pro shop and Mystic Grill serving contemporary American cuisine and Southern classics. Mystic Creek promises an unforgettable experience.
Bad things happen, and of course, they never happen at the right time. Maybe it's just a little bump and cosmetic damage, or it's turned into a huge insurance claim, and you just don't know where to go next. That's why so many of your neighbors and friends call on Cook's Body Shop in El Dorado. From the minor to the major, Cook's Body Shop is in your corner. Need someone to help you deal with insurance? Look to Cook's. Need advice on what to do next? Look to Cook's. Need a free estimate? Look to Cook's. Bad things are going to happen, and when they do, look to Cook's.
When it comes to your family's financial future, peace of mind matters. At Harrison Financial Management, they are right here to help you plan, grow, and protect what matters most. Whether you're planning for retirement, investing wisely, or securing your family's future, they will guide you every step of the way. Harrison Financial Management, your future, their commitment.
Welcome to Davis Farms Country Market in El Dorado, Arkansas. This is more than just a place to shop. It is a place where local farms, markets, and families can share what they do best. Inside, you'll find fresh produce, locally raised beef and pork, farm fresh eggs, jams, honey, seasonings, baked goods, grilling supplies, and plenty of Arkansas-made favorites. There's also a deli serving sandwiches, salads, gumbo, and other tasty choices. So whether you are planning supper, shopping for a gift, or searching for something delicious, stop by Davis Farms Country Market. Just be careful. You may come in for one thing and leave with 17. Davis Farms Country Market.
32 years ago, a young Robert Rushing began his life of public service joining the El Dorado Fire Department. While saving lives during the day, Robert Rushing put himself through college and law school at night, eventually opening a law practice in 2010 to protect and serve the rights of people in South Arkansas. By the way, he was still working as a fireman at the time. And after 23 years of service, Robert Rushing answered the call again and was elected as city attorney. Today, Robert Rushing still has that desire to serve. Re-elect Robert Rushing as El Dorado city attorney.
Hey, welcome back for more of Off the Back Porch with Sandy and Boomer. And not just off the back porch, but on the big couch. Did you see that dramatic pause I threw in there?
I was wondering what was coming.
And that's what makes that even more important.
It just gave it the validity that it belongs to.
Gravitas. Cojones.
That's what I say. I thought that meant like
gravitas. Boomer, I am fascinated by the things that we grew up with that no longer exist.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why that fascinates me like it does. I guess it's just like, everything does change.
Uh-huh.
And medicines that almost every household had,
okay,
that are now banned.
Banned medicines.
Yes. Yeah. Quaaludes.
That was household medicine at one time?
Well, every household had it. It wasn't over the counter, but everybody knew somebody
had some Quaaludes.
Who had Quaaludes.
Yeah.
Disco biscuits.
Disco biscuits. Yeah.
They were normally prescribed for insomnia and anxiety. They were then later banned because of the addiction, even though they were initially said to be non-addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Quaaludes are addictive.
Yeah.
Quaaludes. Darvocet.
Yeah.
Darvocet was a painkiller.
Yeah.
Evidently was banned because it decided Darvocet liked to eat your heart.
Mm-hmm. Muscles.
Oraflex. Oraflex was an arthritis pain reliever.
Mm-hmm.
Caused liver and kidney damage.
Yeah.
And that's why it was banned. Zomax. Zomax was a pain med that came out in the 70s and was quickly taken off the market because it caused anaphylactic shock.
No.
So
not good taking that.
You're just going along, man, my back's hurting. I pop one of them, and the next thing you know, you can't breathe.
But your back doesn't hurt.
But your back don't hurt. Good job. Meritol.
Is that marijuana with Geritol?
Yeah. Meritol was prescribed. It was one of the very first medicines prescribed for depression.
Huh.
And they had to stop giving it because of hemolytic anemia. Well, I don't know what that means.
Well, I know what anemia means, but hemolytic, I don't.
Yeah.
Hemo probably with your bloods, maybe.
Evidently, people's internal organs were exploding inside them.
Huh.
Be a good reason
not to take that.
To ban that, yeah.
Shouldn't they have done some testing maybe on rats or monkeys or something? At least some beagles? Yeah. No to the beagles.
Yeah.
Martha, if you're watching.
Suprol, Suprol, was another pain medication.
Yeah.
They banned it because of blood in the urine.
Okay.
I could see how that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Man, my neck's bothering me. Take me another Suprol. Oh, I got to pee. It ain't supposed to be that color.
Not a good color for.
Yeah. Celacrin.
No.
It was a high blood pressure medicine. They had to stop prescribing it because it caused hepatitis.
Dear Lord.
I mean, come on.
Dear Lord.
Hepatitis? I thought hepatitis. Now, I obviously was wrong. I thought hepatitis you contracted.
Yeah.
I didn't know your body could give you hepatitis.
Or a pill.
Yeah.
Did they have it in it?
Good point. Good point. Caused hepatitis. Halcyon, Halcyon, was an insomnia drug.
Yeah.
It erased your memory. People were waking up the next day and didn't know who they were or where they were.
Had them amnesias.
Amnesia.
They didn't call it the amnesias.
Yeah. So, my man have trouble going to sleep and take this. Wake up next morning and say, who the hell are you people?
Yeah.
Why are you calling me daddy? Fenformin.
That's like metformin.
Well, metformin came after.
Yeah.
Much safer, by the way.
Yeah.
Fenformin was a diabetic medication.
Okay.
Dangerous drops in blood pressure. And what it means by dangerous drops, these people's blood pressure was such and such over 18.
So it just bottomed. It took the sugar out of your blood for sure.
Yeah, it just bottoms out. Cylert, Cylert, Cylert.
That's a ADHD drug.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know why they banned it?
Because they gave you the ADHD worse.
Because you needed to have a liver transplant afterwards. So
not damaged liver.
No.
A new one.
A new one. You got to get you another one. Yeah. Seldane, Seldane, was for allergies and acne.
Okay. Liver damage again.
First of all, I don't think you should ever take a medicine that's for allergies and acne. Give me one that's for one of them. Why got to be for both of them?
Yeah.
Because sneezing and pimples are not even close to the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was banned because people were waking up dead.
They were dying.
Yes. They would just die.
They were unaliving.
Yes. They would just, let me take my acne medicine and go to sleep. And then they wake up with Jesus.
And then never woke up.
Yeah. Seldane.
Once again, is this before the FDA?
No.
Okay, go ahead. These are alarming.
Yes. Yeah, anytime you can catch hepatitis
from something you took,
from a pill you took,
or you got to get a new liver,
or get you a new liver, or you wake up with Jesus.
Yeah, wake up dead, like you said.
So I just thought, and there's hundreds of those. There's hundreds of these medicines that have been banned. I think about even the over-the-counter stuff. You remember Dexatrim?
Yeah.
Hey, housewives were losing tons of weight on Dexatrim. And then we found out that they could have just as easily been snorting crank. It had the same effect. They could be over there like, mainline, shooting it up.
So my mother and her friends would drive to New Orleans, and they called it the Fat Doctor. They'd go to the Fat Doctor, and they'd come back, and they'd be hiring kites, They'd just taking straight speed. They were just giving them speed. This was in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, you remember when Fen was a thing?
Yes.
And man, people were dropping weight seriously.
Yeah.
And then having, heart attacks and their heart was seized on them.
Yeah.
For just no reason.
Yeah.
And, the thing is they would say, well, it's in the paperwork not to do any strenuous activity. Well, listen, if you've lost a bunch of weight and you're now looking good, the one thing you want to do is put that stuff on trial. You want to go out there and see,
can you strenuous?
Can I land somebody I couldn't have landed previously and with my portly self? Could I now go out there and get me the man or the woman who's probably out of my league normally? And then they do. Because that's where they found a lot of people were having the heart problems was after physical intimacy.
Physical intimacy.
Yeah. That's like they said the number of divorces that went through the roof after Viagra was invented or came out. And they said, because when you're 75 years old and now everything's working again, the last thing you want is another 75-year-old. They were going out there and finding them a young'un.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, my. Half your age plus 7. That's the rule. Half your age.
So if you're 50,
the
32?
youngest, the absolute youngest is 32. And if you think about it,
that's still a long way.
That's a long way. I'm 54.
Yeah.
So half my age is 27. Plus 7 is 34. What do I have in common with a 34-year-old?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I have kids that are almost that age, but I don't have.
Yeah.
No.
Because when you ask them, said, "Hey, do you have that Wham album?"
Who?
Wham. You see?
Yeah.
Who?
And they're like George Michael. Didn't he get caught in the bathroom with a guy? Yeah, that's him. That's the guy.
So, I can't tell.
Ty Herndon.
Yeah. I had a story I was about to tell. It just happened, but I can't tell.
No, you can't tell that story. Half your age plus 7 is the absolute youngest.
Yeah.
And even then, if you would just investigate that a little, because like I say, what do I have in common with a 34-year-old?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well,
absolutely nothing.
When I had my first divorce, when I had my only divorce, I was 26. And, at that age, 20 doesn't seem that young.
No, that seems reasonable.
That seems reasonable. And I dated it, you know, but you know, at 37 and a 20-year-old, that just doesn't work. You're in different stages of life.
Yes. And so for example, you're 70.
Yes.
Half your age is 35, plus 7 is 42.
Yeah,
what do you have in common with
I've got
my
daughters.
wife?
I've got daughters older than 42.
My wife
in
is
fact, all my daughters are older than 42.
So, I mean, it just doesn't. Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah, that's a bad rule.
That was actually set up by the Muslims after they stopped dating and marrying 9-year-olds and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that was that's a pretty good rule. But even then, you have to investigate that. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I will not say his name because everyone knows him, but his wife passed away a few years ago, and he is just now
coming out of it,
gotten out there and has explored the dating scene. And we were talking yesterday, and he said his kids told him, said, "Dad, look, we understand. You need companionship.
Yeah.
You know, we get it. We do. Our only request, don't bring anybody around here younger than us."
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want a stepmom that's younger than me.
You know, for me, when Casey and I started dating, I was 40. She was 26. I was 41. She was 27. And at the time, she's 9 years older than my oldest child. That's a little close.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and frankly, had she not been as mature and lived as much life as she had lived, you know, military service, that kind of stuff, we probably would have never, ever considered dating.
Yeah.
So each individual is different. And that's why I keep trying to get Jax to go out with your granddaughter. I think he needs to.
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Why not? Jax is a great young man.
I know, but
he loves Jesus.
I know, but I just don't think that's my grandchild.
And he would treat her like a queen.
I don't want her to date anybody.
Well, of course you don't. But if she's
Look
gonna
at her.
I know. That's why I keep trying to get Jax to date her. I mean,
Jax needs to stay away from her. He would like her too much.
What's wrong with my son?
Nothing. He's just a boy.
Yeah, well, he's that.
Yeah.
No blessing, no approval from you, huh? Well, you know, eventually she's going to date someone.
I hope I'm dead by then.
So you just want her to be an old maid until...
No, I don't want her to be an old maid. But you know, when you have a daughter, no one is good enough for your daughter, and no one is ever going to be good enough for your granddaughter.
See, I don't know anything about grandkids.
Oh, well, you may someday.
Yeah.
If Jax gets off high center.
Well, if he'll start dating your granddaughter.
How old is he?
27.
She's only 20.
And?
That's too young.
Half his age plus 7.
What are you laughing at? That I just said I dated a 20-year-old when I was 27? That was somebody's daughter.
Mm-hmm. And did you do things you're not proud of today?
With her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, what? all my guns fell in the water out of a boat.
It's under the blood, Sandy.
It's under the
blood.
Yeah. I'm a child of God.
Yeah. I'm a child of the King. You can't talk to me like
that. Yeah. No. Jax is a wonderful kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And God, Addison she has so much maturity. Have you ever seen, I've never seen any, a 20-year-old that goes to church and takes notes?
I know.
And talks
But here's the thing. You've been telling me that about her for 4 years. She's been doing that for the longest time. Yeah.
And you know, here's the deal about, and Addison really didn't date in high school. And here's the deal why. And I can rest assured that Addison's a good kid and didn't hang around with the party drinking crowd or, you know, whatever, the cool kids. She just wasn't interested in that. And I knew some girls when I was in high school that were so pretty that no one asked them out. No one asked them out because they said, "Oh, she ain't gonna go out with me," and they sat at home most Friday nights.
Yep.
And Not me, brother. I was calling them up.
Yeah, but you were young and good looking and had all that hair.
I did have a lot of hair. I used to get razor haircuts. There's a girl named, and you know what? I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah, don't.
Even though it was 50 years ago, more than 50, that she was like the belle of the ball. She was a beautiful Cajun, dark hair and dark eyes, and I called her up and she was a grade ahead of me even, and we were watching Midnight Special one time, and she and I kind of, you know, I don't know, had a little, we didn't hold hands or kiss or nothing, but, you know, we were hanging out together. So I said, well, maybe she'll go out with me. So I called her up and she said, yeah. And she and her daddy had the same first name.
Okay.
So I answered, they answered his mama, and she goes, well, which one do you want to talk to? So got through that I want to talk to the daughter. Sure didn't want to talk to her daddy.
No.
So she said, yeah, she'd go out with me. So it was for the next weekend or whatever. And so about Thursday, I get a call from her. Troy? Yeah. Said, listen, I've been seeing this guy from Lafayette, and he called and he's coming in this weekend. And she said, would you mind if we just go out some other time? I said, you know, I was brokenhearted, but I said, sure, no problem. Yeah, if you want to go out with him. So fast forward 30 years when Facebook came out, and she and I friended each other, and I said, yeah. I said, you broke that date with me to go out with so-and-so. She goes, yeah, that was a mistake. Said I married him when we're divorced now. I said, see, if you'd have gone out with me, by God, we could have been married and divorced by now. We could have been married and divorced by now.
You know, when I was in high school, the girl who was homecoming queen my freshman year,
yeah,
never, ever, ever, ever do I remember her going on a date.
Yeah.
And simply because she was that gorgeous and that she was just on that different level. And every guy in school was like, oh, I'd love to ask her out.
But I'm not gonna.
But I'm not going to listen to that rejection. There was a girl who was, my freshman year was a junior. Same thing. Never, I would always see her out with her girlfriends, but never with a guy. And then shortly after graduation, she got engaged and married, and they're still married to this day. I ran into her at our class reunion, but they had a multi-year class reunion because, you know, once you get this far out of high school, they put you because ain't enough of y'all left.
Yeah.
You know? And I run into her, and she told me, she said, I always thought you were going to ask me out, and you never did. I was like, you were way out of my league. And she's like, why do you think that? You know? Well, when she was an adult and married, and I was an adult and married, her brother was one of my best friends. I'm in his office one day. She comes walking in and, you know, hugs me, and we talk for a few minutes, and I probably was a little flirty, and so was she. And she went on about her business, and he looked at me, he said, you stay away from my sister. He said, because y'all are both too fertile. He said, y'all end up with 9 kids between you. You stay away from my sister. And I told her that. And she was like, now I know who to blame. You know, so I had 3 kids. She had 3, I think, at the time. Yeah. And he's like, you stay away from my sister.
Stay away from my sister.
But, you know, there were those girls, literally those girls in high school that I never saw them out on a date. No one ever talked about, I went out with her.
Yeah.
There was a girl who was, I think, 1 year ahead of me, and I was a junior. She may have been a senior. And I remember, so in Center, Texas, here's how Friday and Saturday night worked. You got to town, you made a loop around the square.
Yeah.
Then you drove up into the Sonic parking lot all the way through, unless you were going to stop. And you came out.
Did it again.
You drove down and you went down Malone Drive. Now, Malone Drive, it was this road that's about 5 times as wide as this room we're in right now.
Okay.
But it's 2 lanes.
Okay.
So that's where everyone went to drag race.
Okay.
Was on Malone Drive. It incidentally was right in front of the high school. You can do whatever you need to do there.
That's right.
And it was incidentally right in front of the high school. You went down Malone this way, you came out, you went down to the McDonald's parking lot and Walmart parking lot, and you made a loop. You came back down Malone, back through Sonic, back around the square. That was
the drag.
That was the drag, yeah. That's dragging the gut. Before you got to the square, between Sonic and the square was a 7-Eleven, which eventually became a Circle K. And so on occasion, you stop in there and get you a big gulp depending on what you were trying to mix with it. And sometimes we pull up on the side of the 7-Eleven and we just stand there and drink beer and, shoot the bull with whomever. But I remember this one night we pulled into the 7-Eleven. We're going to go in there and get us a Big Gulp. Back when you could buy 49-cent Big Gulp. And there she sat in the middle of a regular cab pickup. And I knew whose truck that was. Well, dude had a girlfriend. But everyone knew his girlfriend was out of town that weekend because she was going to some modeling competition or whatever because she was that gorgeous. But here's this girl whom we've never, ever, ever seen out with anybody. And she's sitting in there in the truck with him that night. And we were all like, what's going on here? And the guy she was out with, like, man, you didn't see this. Well, dude, quit driving around with her sitting in the front seat of your truck and stopping at the Circle K. I mean, come on, man. And but the girl who was homecoming queen my senior year, my cousin Nicole, and I don't remember Nicole going out on maybe 2 dates while we were in high school. She was another one of those at that level that most guys wouldn't ask her out.
Isn't that odd?
It is.
Yeah, that you're so class oriented that you think.
Yeah.
And that's kids are like, they're still like that today, I think. So.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
And then there were girls who were gorgeous and smart.
Uh-huh.
And those especially wouldn't get asked out because they intimidate you,
Yeah, you couldn't talk to them.
And that was always...
They may say something you didn't understand the words.
Yeah, exactly. I grew up on a farm in East Texas, ain't canting taters, But like when Micah was going through high school, and there have been guys who've come to me since then who's like, man, I always wanted to ask her. I was like, why didn't you? Oh no, man, she's smart and pretty and out of my league. And I'm like, dude, you could have asked. And oh no, man. Even to this day, they're intimidated by her.
Isn't that something?
And she's a lawyer now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and you're not so.
But trying to explain that to your at that time teenage daughter, and they're just like, no one loves me, and I'm ugly, I'm a toad. And, no, it's not it. You intimidate the living daylights out of them because you're smart and you're witty and you're funny and you're classy and you're gorgeous and all those things. And it's amazing that child can be pretty with my nose. But she, she has my nose and she's still pretty.
She's a pretty kid. Yeah.
She is. She's prepping for the bar right now. And
that's a round the clock job.
Oh my. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my. She takes the bar on her 32nd birthday.
Okay.
Which is in July this month. It's here in a couple weeks. She's going to take the bar. It's 2 days. And sometime after that, I'm going to go to Tulsa and spend some time with her. But I miss her, man. I miss her.
Sure.
For years, she was my sidekick.
Yeah.
For way longer than it should have been.
Yeah.
She was my sidekick. And I've said it before here on the podcast. I said it when she was here. I was like, it wasn't fair to her. That she ended up becoming my confidant. Yeah. And I never intended for that to happen.
Shouldn't happen, yeah.
It shouldn't happen, but it did. And but man, she was great. She had a lot of wisdom for someone who was only 18, 19 years old.
And I had a pastor tell me one time that, and he was counseling me, and he says, there's some things that you don't need to share with your kids. He said, not at the risk of cutting them out of stuff, but just, that you don't need to burden them with, or your wife. You shouldn't internalize everything.
Right.
You need to communicate. He said, but there's some things as a man that women take differently than we do, and said, you just need to learn not to say those things. And then they say,
best of luck on that. By the way.
Good way. Yeah. Because Martha can read me. She'll just read you, so anyway.
I remember this. One time, Boomer and I were somewhere, and somebody said something about going to a strip club. And I was like, look, I've never been to a strip club. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to go to one.
Yeah.
And Boomer's like, mm-mm. He said, because let me tell you what happened. He said, I will walk in the door of the house. He said, and Fru will look at me and say, you've been to a strip club. He says, she can read me so well. He's like, nope, not going to do it. You done bit. Why you smell like cotton candy and got glitter everywhere? Boomer got this here. This comes back to one of our newest segments, and that is, what are we supposed to be offended by today?
Today, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got something?
I do. I've got two, actually.
Okay.
Mowing your lawn is racist.
I heard that.
Mowing your lawn is now considered to be racist.
Yeah, I've heard this story.
TikTok user Soft Chaos Channel made a post saying mowing your lawn is somehow racist because she says you're whitewashing what your lawn is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it was full of weeds and clover, that's what it's supposed to be. But because you mow it and manicure it and edge it and weed eat, you're trying to present to the world that your lawn is something different than what it is. And because you're whitewashing it, that is racist.
I'm not whitewashing my lawn.
Me either. That would kill it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
not even in the not in the literal sense, but in the figurative sense. That's not whitewashing.
I don't think so either. Here's the funniest part.
Yeah.
She looks dead at the camera and says, if you know, she said, I'm sure most of y'all know what it means, but if you don't, well, I mean, it's obvious. I don't understand. No, I don't.
No, I don't. And it's not obvious.
It's not obvious how mowing my lawn is racist. You know, right now I'm a little PO'd at my lawn. It's not my lawn's fault. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having some trouble with a tire on my mower.
Okay.
I take it to the tire place and they fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I take it home. I put it back on my mower.
It goes flat.
Next morning I wake up, it's dead flat. I'm like, dude.
You need some of that green slime.
So I air it up, mow my yard. Well, it got to where I'm airing it up, and then about halfway through, I'm having to air it up again.
Yeah.
So I take it back. I'm like, look, guys, it hadn't held air since you fixed it last time. And well, let us fix it again. I watch them. They take it apart. They do this, and this, and then, okay, it's fixed. I take it home, put it on my mower, and I can hear it. Now, if I can hear it, it's real bad because, you know, I'm 80% deaf in one ear, 90% deaf in the other. And so if I can hear it, it's not good. And I'm just watching it go down. And I'm like, well, that's not right. So I take it back. Oh, well, let us fix it. And then they tell me, okay, we fixed it. Air it up, put it on my mower, and I take off mowing my yard. And I make like the second pass, and I'm noticing, man, I'm chunking out bales of grass. I'm like, that's not right. And I turn around and look behind me, and here's my yard.
Yeah.
Cut this way, and it's scalped.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scalped.
Yeah, because that tire's flat.
And I get off and look at that tire, and it's just dead flat. So I take it off. I take it yesterday. Supposedly it's fixed. We'll find out this evening. But in the meantime, my poor yard has been scalped. Part of my yard is this tall.
Yeah, now the rest of it's done.
And now the rest of it is down to the dirt.
Well, you maybe need to think about purchasing a new tire. It may be just just dry rotted.
I told him, I said, hey, whatever I need, just tell me. If I need a new tire, tell me. No. This is gonna fix it. I'm like, just tell me. I may not be able to do it today, but I can do it within the next week or two. Just tell me. No, this is gonna fix it. So we'll find out. That tire's out there in the back of my truck right now.
Green slime.
I try to stay away from that stuff if I can.
Then you can't. Not if you're taking it to the tire shop 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, put a tube in
There is a tube in it. That's the whole thing.
Oh. Well, then put a new tube in it.
Well, I'm hoping that's what they did yesterday. I hope.
Is it?
It does. I know.
So you can.
You know what? Producer Elizabeth's over here talking crap about my yard.
Yeah. Well, by God,
she lives across the street.
She's the purveyor of the neighborhood.
Now my yard is. Yeah, because see, I'm over
cuts her
because I cut her yard.
So you don't want to scalp up her yard with your bad tires.
No. Plus, she got roots. She got like cypress knees in her yard.
Oh yeah, so you'd be banging up.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd bust a lawnmower blade. It going.
Excuse me.
Tree by the roots. Yeah, like I told you, I cut her water hose in half already.
with your bad tire.
And no, this was before the bad tire. Maybe that caused it. Maybe that's what caused it.
So what else are we offended by today?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
I'm offended.
Not just mowing your yard is racist.
Lord have mercy.
Dieting.
Oh. Dieting?
Dieting is racist.
That's a white person thing?
Uh-huh. A panel of African-American women recently claimed to their audience that they are following the same diet as their white women counterparts. That's their words, not mine. White women counterparts, but losing a smaller, if any, percentage of the weight. So in other words, they're following the same plan, but Courtney over here is losing 2 pounds a week. And this African-American lady says she's not losing any pounds a week.
So they're saying that the diet plan was configured by white people for white people. Is that what they're saying?
What she says was, she goes on to say, the racism you experience on a daily basis has prevented you from being able to lose weight. All this time, I thought it was bad decisions I was making about my body. And instead, it's racism.
It's white privilege. You gained weight because of white privilege.
I gained weight because people are racist against me, Boomer.
They're racist against you.
Mm-hmm.
So what
it has nothing to do with nutty bars.
So what they're doing,
Little Debbie, it's not your fault.
What they're doing, losing weight, you're doing in gaining weight.
Racism.
Okay.
I'm glad we finally were able to find a reason.
Yeah. I'll
cause.
Go with that. I'll go with that. I'm probably 25, 30 pounds overweight. I'll go with
that's
that.
25, 30 pounds of racism against you.
Nothing to do with that little creamer down in Texas.
From Brenham, Texas, right? No, yeah. My wife came home last night and said, "Hey, I bought some cookie two-step." I'm like, "Dang it!
I got to lose this weight."
All this racism.
It's all this racism down in Brenham, Texas. So here's the deal with, and for some reason, Martha, not for some reason, for a particular reason, Martha gets discovery. Boy, I'm telling you, have my brain. Something I'm taking now is, we need to put it on that list.
Yeah.
Delivery to the door. But you can't get Dutch chocolate delivered to the door. Only vanilla.
Dutch chocolate ice cream?
That
Bluebell.
Bluebell. You can't get Dutch chocolate Bluebell from Walmart delivered. It's
Really?
not on there.
Really?
Look it up.
No, that's fine. I don't need to.
You don't get delivery? Why not?
My wife does.
Your wife gets delivery?
Yeah. I don't shop at that store if I don't have to. I mean, absolutely have to. If you see me in that store, it's because I'm looking for one of my lost kids.
What do you got against them? You just don't want to go there?
I don't like them. I just don't like them.
Okay.
One,
they're racist?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, my biggest thing is you get something that you're buying from there.
Oh yeah, I got you now. I know where you're going with this.
And then all of a sudden they're out of it and they never have it again.
Never have it again.
There used to be these pretzels. When I first started my weight loss journey, and I know y'all looking at Sandy's on a weight loss journey, I am much, much smaller than I was.
You're half a guy
back then. Yeah. As one of my employees said one time, "You've lost a whole sales girl." And anyway, I started being much more selective about what I fed me and my kids.
Yeah.
And, it was funny because my oldest, Micah, she went from a size 10 to a size 5 within just a few months.
Yeah.
Just by me making some changes of what I was purchasing and bringing into our home.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of buying Little Debbie snack cakes, for example, which by the way,
are wonderful. Do you have any back there?
I got some nutty bars in the freezer.
I don't like nutty bars.
Well, that's
you're
because
gonna have to get some cupcakes.
You don't know Jesus.
I love Jesus and I'm saved, but I'm just not a nutty buddy type of guy.
Really?
No. I'm a chocolate guy.
Yeah. What's got chocolate?
Not the right kind. It's got that Twix bar in the middle of it.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's
better
I
choices.
started making better decisions. Kashi Go Lean cereal, for example. Instead of Lucky Charms, I would get the Kashi Go Lean.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, there's a cinnamon.
That cinnamon harvest one.
Harvest is great.
Man, that's the best cereal they make.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
it's not cheap.
I need to go back instead of Frosted Mini Wheats, I guess.
Yeah, I love Frosted Mini Wheats too.
I do too.
But one of the things, for example, was instead of buying potato chips, or Doritos or whatever, I started getting pretzels.
Okay.
They're baked, not fried.
Okay.
You know, and there was this one particular bag. And
You're going
I
to have to hurry up because I'm getting hungry now.
I can't tell you how many times the kids have asked me since, Dad, can't you not get any more of them pretzels?
Yeah.
But they came in sticks, look like breadsticks almost.
Okay.
And
were they twisted?
No.
They weren't those?
No. But they were all buttery and delicious. You know?
But they don't have them anymore.
They've not had them since. And I have searched the internet over.
So they're not there.
Yeah, they're just not there.
Well, and then the other thing, in fact, here a week or two ago, I just had to go into Walmart. There's nothing in the same place anymore since the last time I went there. I mean, like the writing paper or the
only thing that's still in the same spot is the produce section.
Yeah. Yeah, everything
But
else
other
has
than
changed.
that, everything's moved.
Because I stopped and asked somebody, I said, I said, I'm kind of hard for me to walk. I said, where is such and such? Oh, that's on the other side of the store. I said, yep, should have known it. They moved that over there.
Let me get me one of them hover rounds.
I need to get me one. I need to ride that from now on. I'd rather have them delivered than me going there and ride one of them.
A few years ago, I tore my Achilles. And so I'm in a walking boot, and I'd been on my feet all day. And I was hurting, and went to the store, and Casey said, "Get you one of these." I said, "I am not getting in a hover round." And so she kind of dogged me about it, and so I went over and gotten one. Shoot, that was a good decision. That was a good idea.
Yeah, but see, I'm a poor driver. I'd be knocking over displays. And
now they still look at me funny when I get. No, I don't get one anymore.
I jog in there and get on it.
Outrun some old lady, get on the last one there, push her over on her bad hip.
Yeah.
You know? So yes, Boomer, mowing your lawn
is racist,
and dieting.
And dieting is racist.
Racism, 100%.
What if you have someone else mow your lawn? That's double racism.
Oh, of course it is, especially if they're a person of color.
No, they're not. I got a white guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, that's white privilege and racism.
Uh-huh.
Because you're whitewashing your lawn with other people's labor. I mean, it's like having them in servitude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, give him $100 every time he comes.
Well, it didn't matter.
Still servitude.
That's servitude, yeah.
Slave labor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's older than me. He was in my wedding.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's older than me.
Well, go figure.
Yeah. He doesn't hobble. He doesn't hobble around like I do.
Yeah, he also works out like a fiend.
He does.
Yeah.
I look at him in church Sunday and he had on a fitted shirt. I go, how does a dude that's 73 have a chest like that?
Yeah.
Dude got still a big old chest.
Yeah. I still think you need to repent for what you did to Mr. Mangum.
Make him here.
For those who don't know, Tom Mangum was best man in my wedding. And I'm pretty protective of my friend Tom Mangum. And Boomer did him dirty. You hear me? DIR capital T.
So Tom worked out with us for a while.
Uh-huh.
And not much longer after this happened. So he come in and we're doing the squeeze it and open, push it out and push it in. And we had done 3 sets of maybe 20, I believe. And so he come in and goes, well, what did y'all just do? I said, oh, we did 100 each on them. And so he does 100 of them. And we let him. Well, bro couldn't walk the next day. He couldn't roll out of bed.
I call him. I'm like, what's up, T-Cock? He's like, man, I can't move. I'm like, what's the matter? You thinking his back, he all the time talking about his psychotic nerve.
Yeah, his psychotic nerve.
And he said, my psychotic nerve. And he's like, man, he said, well, you must have stepped up our workouts. He said, I went down there and he said, I was running late and they told me, he said, we'd have to do 100 of these. And he said, so I did 100 of them, did 100 of the others and 100 of that. And he said, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there was some tomfoolery going on.
Tom Mangum foolery.
He said, because they fooling Tom. So,
yeah.
So you need to repent of that. And
I want to tell you another funny. Well, we told this on the air about Buddy
Hall.
Yeah, how I broke his driver. We told that story.
That was hilarious.
But I never knew that he didn't take it back and got credit. He had to buy another one.
Yeah.
And I still, I don't feel bad enough to buy him to pay him back. But I sure hate that. Yeah. Because I just whacked it and broke it and handed it back. So you can take that back. And it was like he bought it that week.
Well, I think he had won it.
He did win it.
He won that.
Well, that's why they wouldn't honor it.
And then, you know, but he never did take it back to try to get the warranty on it. And instead he just had to buy another one. And, well, if it makes you sleep better at night to think it's as bad, that's fine.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm going with. Yeah. Hey, as bad as my memory is, I'll forget it again.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the funny thing is I've swung your drivers like swinging the front radiator of a school bus. I mean, that thing was heavy. Throw my back out. You know? Forward momentum throw me out of the tee box. You know?
But I had who was it told me said your swing speed's not good enough to hit that. I said it did. Said no, man. Said you don't have enough loft on it on the face, and I said it cracks when I slang it. So it's all right. I won't play anymore anyway.
I will say this: the absolute best drive I've ever hit in my life, and every golfer out there remembers that one.
Yeah,
they have that one drive. Mm-hmm. The best drive I ever hit in my life was with Buddy Hall, and Buddy talked me into it. We were down at Orange Beach, Craft Farms. And there's a hole where you can hit the ball this way. If you can hit it 205, you're safe. Because all this is a lake.
Yeah.
If you're going to hit it across the lake, you got to get every bit of 300.
Yeah.
And
298's not going to work.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to be wet. And Buddy, we get up there, and I remember John Deuce had hit, and then Scott, John's son, was having real trouble with it. He for whatever reason, his wheels fell off on the driver that day. So he's using a 3-iron on every hole and still hitting it further than any of the rest of us. Flat-bellied, long-legged, kid. And lots of hair, great teeth, good smile. Yeah. But Buddy says, Sandy, you've been crushing the ball. And he said, you can get across that water. Well, in order to get across that water, I mean, I have to turn the tee box's faces. I have to turn
45 almost.
Yeah, I have to turn this way. And he talked me into it, and I unleashed, just hoping it didn't slice even a little or even fade. And I crushed it. I mean, absolutely cranked it. And as Mangum would say, he put the radar on it. And he got up there and looked at the distance, and I'd hit it like 380.
No, you did.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
And I'm feeling pretty good. Now, you got to remember, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling pretty good about that swing. A couple other guys hit, and then Buddy says, well, if Sandy can hit it over there, I can too. And Buddy tees up and crushes it. I mean, absolutely laser ropes one across that water. Outdrove me by 50 yards. And the reason I know that is because when we got to my ball, Tom put out that laser on it, that radar on it again, and he was 51 yards in front of me. He hit that ball 431 yards. All of a sudden, that best drive I ever had in my life wasn't so important.
He just had to do that, didn't he?
He did. He had to show me up.
Now, Buddy, I mean, he's got hands like
Mike Poore.
Like big hams.
Yeah.
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 And arms the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And, my second best drive was with you. You and I were playing, I think it was the Share tournament. And we were that one day out at the Lions Club. And both of us hit terrible drives. I don't remember what hole we started on, probably number 12. That seemed where we always started. But we both hit terrible drives on number 1, which is a wide open par 5.
Yeah.
And I mean, like off gone, never going to find again drives.
Okay. All right.
And you look at me and said, we got one mulligan left. And I was like, okay.
On one?
Yeah.
Oh, and you cranked it up there on the green.
No. It wasn't that far.
Was it left?
No, I hit it straight.
I mean right to the left of the green? I thought it was right up there. It was a long.
No, I had to hit it 500 yards to do that. I mean, but no, I just unleashed on, and I ended up winning the long drive. Not just because of the distance, but the distance to the line. Because there was a line painted down the middle of the fairway.
Now I remember. Yeah.
And I mean, it was like laying on the line.
Yeah. So it was
and I hit it like 370 something yards. And
I do remember that now.
And I'm like, that'll be the only time that ever happens.
Yeah.
Now, we were playing in a tournament one time, and Casey, of course, she hits from the reds, being a lady, right? And we had
no lady. That's my wife.
We had the long drive on that particular tournament was on number 8. I'd never seen her hit one like this before. She cranked it. She's a decent golfer. She's an okay golfer. she would have moments where it shines through. You can tell she was an athlete, high school cheerleader and softball player, college cheerleader, softball player. You can tell that she knows how the mechanics are supposed to work, right? Mm. Man, she unleashes one. And I mean, when we were driving to her ball, I just reached over there and grabbed up the longest drive sign as we drove by it. Mm. And we still drove for a ways. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy who went to raising a stink when all was said and done. Well, to outdrive me, you'd have had to hit it 400 yards. And he was showing his rear end. And the pro said, he looked down at the sheet. He said, not when it's a female. And now this guy felt even worse because now a woman's outdrove him.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's hitting from the red.
But she's starting 120 yards up, on that hole anyway. And, but she won the longest drive competition. You and I and Mike Poor and Ken Kelly.
Mike won it one time.
He won the long drive. In that same tournament, Mike won long drive and Ken Kelly won closest to the hole. Mm-hmm. And man, he was like 17 inches from having a hole in one. Mm-hmm. Those are all great times. I
still got that picture.
Yeah, I do too. And that was at Stonehenge, which I don't think that course even exists any longer. Yeah. I think it's a strip center now. But,
okay.
Those were just all such great times. And that was one thing. I loved going on the golf trips with the guys. And to be honest with you, after 3 or 4 days of playing 36 and sometimes, 54 holes of golf in a day, I didn't want to play anymore. Mm-mm. But just the guys, and that, the last year that I went, we stayed in a house, a beach house. And, man, it was great. We had a couple of cookers and Mangum and I went out there and cooked for everybody. Yeah. And, the time we went to Hot Springs and, we played 4 or 5 courses over 4 or 5 days. That was great. Those are the things in my mind, in my memory that just really
good times
that stick out. And, that was the week when we were there. That was the week I found out I was getting divorced. You guys were good. Y'all were great. Yeah. Just hanging out with my buds and, and especially when you get to bring friends from different areas. So, obviously there was you and John and Buddy Hall, Chris Ely, Mangum, and then Mike Poor was there. Yeah. And, for a lot of those guys, that was the first time they ever met Mike. And, and Mike holds his own pretty well on the golf course. And, he told me the other day, he said, Sandy, I'm 66 now. And he said, I don't hit the ball like I used to.
Can't crank it. Well, you don't get the club speed anymore.
He said, but the good part is this, I get to hit from the golds now. Uh-huh. So this year when he comes down to play the share tournament with me, cause I've already registered us. We're already registered for the share tournament. And, when he comes, so he'll get to hit from the golds. I don't know if it's going to make any difference. Yeah. Jackson and I played in the El Dorado Service League tournament a couple months ago. And,
that was at Mystic, wasn't it?
Yes. It was 2 days at Mystic. Now, let me say this. That first day, from 150 in, we couldn't land a green. Now, if we might hit one from 220 out and land on the green, but from 150 in, we could not hit a green. Mm. And that makes for a long day of golf.
Yeah.
Well, the second day was cart path only. That's a long, long course.
With
cart path only.
Yeah.
And
can you imagine if you walked it like the pros do?
No, I cannot even. That doesn't even enter my mind. But we're out there, and worst golf I've played in 20 years, and for Jax as well. We were scrambling, 2-man scramble. We shot a 92, just horrible. Mm-hmm. Well, Gage Parker, who's a fabulous golfer, he saw that score and he's like, "Hey man, what happened there?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. It just worst golf I've ever played in my life." And he's like, "I know who I'm buying in the Calcutta." He said, "Because I played with both of you. You're both way better than that." And he said, "Y'all are going to do way better tomorrow." And so he ends up getting us in the Calcutta, and I split it with him. And he said, "Now, you got to do your part tomorrow. Go out there and play some good golf. And we went out the next day, and even having to walk, because it was cart path only, we shot an 82.
Okay.
10 strokes better.
Yeah.
The next day. And of course that won us the Calcutta.
Yeah.
So
they're saying, well, they sandbagged
it, but I went out this last Sunday and played at the country club and shot 7 over. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it was brutal.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
But the thing is this is where golf makes absolutely zero sense. I went out to the country club earlier this year, shot a 77, went to Mystic the next day and had to sink an 18-foot putt to get a 99.
Isn't that something?
And it's just like,
that's a different course, obviously.
Well, obviously, yeah, because the thing is that there's times at Mystic Creek, which I love the course, but there's times where you can putt with the shadow of your putter. You don't actually ever use the putt. I mean, sometimes those greens are real fast.
Yeah.
And there's not a level green out there.
No.
And, was playing in a foursome one time. I had a team and I'd called Gage Parker and said, hey, do you want to play? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And we had a couple other guys who backed out. And so then we end up with his dad, Denny, and some flat-bellied guy from Hot Springs who's just crushing the ball. And so needless to say, we weren't using a whole lot of my shots. But the 2 shots of mine we did use that day were eagle putts from like 30 feet away.
Oh, my.
Just
go
figure.
Drained them.
Luck. It's not like I can read a green.
Yeah.
Not like Bubba Schultz.
Yeah.
You and I play with Bubba Schultz, and he does that thing. He'll go over there and he'll walk. And he does that with his hand. What is he doing?
I don't know.
I've seen him do it a dozen times, and I've never seen him miss a long putt like that. I mean, if not a bad miss.
He's looking at the grain and stuff.
Yeah, but he does that thing with his hand. And
he's talking about he wants to put it to that spot, so it'll go to that spot, and he knows that's he's not looking at the hole. He needs to hit it.
He needs to hit that spot, and he knows the speed it needs to be
at that spot to make it.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm not that good of a putter.
Well, I can find the spot where I think the how much it's going to cut, but I won't look at it. I'm still looking at the hole.
But then I'll look at the hole, right?
Yeah.
One of the things I learned very early when I really started playing golf. I mean, I piddled with golf for a lot of years, and I've told that story. When I really started playing was, I don't have to drive the ball 300 yards.
No, you got to hit it straight.
All you got to do is hit it straight. And let me tell you how I learned it the hard way. So Bob Parks, God rest his soul, invites me out to play with him and some other gentlemen one day. I am by far half the age of those guys that I played with. They're all hitting from the golds. I'm hitting from the whites. And I noticed no one hit a drive over 150 yards. Every one of them hit a drive, bing, 150 yards. Then they'd pull out a 3-wood, bing, and hit it another 150. And then they were a chip or maybe a small pitch into the green, where they would land it from me to you from the hole, and they'd tap in for par. And at the end of the day,
hit it straight 3 times.
At the end of the day, I'm unfurling tons of cash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theoretically.
Yeah.
Out of my pocket, because these guys just went out there and, Bob Parks was the high scorer in the group and he shot like 4 over, and I'm over here like, okay, when you figure the handicap, I'll owe you $22. And this guy $22. No, this guy $30. No, this guy $28, and you don't have to hit the ball a long way.
Mm-mm. Just straight.
You got to hit it straight.
Or to a spot.
Yeah. And so when Jax really got into golf and started playing, and he's just unleashing. Of course, when you're that age, he still does it. He's just unleashing. And I said, son, let's focus on hitting the ball straight. We can worry about distance later. We can fix distance later.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just worry about towards, And so when I was playing this last weekend, it was, I can't tell you how many greens I missed to the right or to the left of the entire green, and I'd be pin high. And Mangum told me at one point, he said, man, that was the right club.
Just wrong
He
towards.
said, "You Gozentas just ain't working out." I said, "You've been playing golf with Troy Barrios. You talking about you Gozentas?" So, well, Boomer's been great.
Yeah, man, good day.
It has been. We have, man, I have if you see at Dry Race Sport over, I got a whole slate of some great guests coming up in the near future. And man, I'm really excited to have them come on. And I think most excited, I am still looking forward to, I believe it's November. We have Dr. Benny Boomba.
Oh, really?
Is going to come in with us. Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Let me say before we go that this week was the first time I saw 3 of my grandkids in a long time.
Yes.
And what a joy that I was able to reacquaint myself with my grandkids and my son-in-law, and just a godsend. It was just really a godsend this week for us. And
we have had a great time.
Yeah.
We will see you here next week on Off the Back Porch
on the
big couch. Yeah. Hey, God bless. Have a great weekend.
With a history of being the voices you trust, this is Off the Back Porch.